Chapter 319. The gigantic statue stood tall in the plaza. Countless people knelt in front of the statue. They lowered their heads piously and bowed respectfully to the back of the deity's statue in front of them. No one dared to be impudent. No one dared to make a ruckus. Even their breathing was extremely cautious and careful. An old man with a walking stick walked over, and when he reached the front, he immediately knelt down and kowtowed with both his hands on the ground. "What's the matter?" The person at the top did not turn around. Reporting to the Lord, Su Yun and Qing appeared in Qing Creek. The spirit demon emperor brought people to invade Qing Creek, and Su Yun fought with them and defeated the spirit demon emperor. The old man said respectfully, "I've known about this for a long time." The man said indifferently, "But I never thought that Su Yun would actually have the strength to fight against the spirit demon emperor. Seems like he had many fortuitous encounters. This time, Su Yun even killed Lei Tiandong and Li Mu Qing and crippled Sun Ji Miao. These are all the elites of my sect, especially Li Mu Qing, in the entire Sky Martial continent. In the hands of the younger generation, he is at least in the top 50, but when a mountain river list competition started, he was ruthlessly killed by Su Yun. A loss is a loss, and since they lost, they're useless. In my eyes, the three of them are already trash and are useless. So be it if they die." The man interrupted the old man and said indifferently. Hearing that, the old man immediately kept quiet. "Now, do you know where Su Yun is?" Su Yun defeated the spirit demon emperor and immediately left Qing Creek. "I do not know where he is now, but this subordinate has already sent the experts of my sect to investigate." The old man said, "The time to carry out the plan is getting closer and closer. We are pressed for time and will not be able to find someone to replace Qing in such a short period of time. After so long, you are still unable to capture the puny Qing. How disappointed am I?" The man's voice revealed a tinge of anger. "I do not care what methods you use. You must quickly capture Qing. If you are unable to find her, you will bring your heads to me." "Yes, Lord. Other than that, give the Su family a final ultimatum. If we are unable to find Qing in time, then there is no need for the Su family to exist anymore." "Yes." The old man cupped his fists respectfully, then bowed and carefully left the square. A light breeze was still blowing in the square, and a strange aura gradually filled the air. In the black prison forest, Su Yun frowned and looked around. The surrounding forest was extremely quiet. Because the forest was extremely dense, the lighting was dim. Everyone was a spirit soul disciple, and their vision was not weak, so they were not affected. However, why would there suddenly be so much white fog floating in the forest for no reason? Is this fog poisonous? Suddenly, Zhang Hu shouted in a coarse voice. Hearing that, Li Fu Zai and Lu Jie immediately tensed up and used their profound spirit qi to isolate themselves. "Don't worry, this mist is not poisonous," Su Yun said. He was quite knowledgeable about medicine, so he said this because he couldn't sense any poisonous elements in the fog. "TSK, do you think it's not poisonous just because you say it's not poisonous? Do you think you're spirit doctor?" Zhang Hu said with a look of disdain. Su Yun could not be bothered to argue with him. Qing who was at the side, was unhappy. She said coldly, "Don't tell me you have to be a spirit doctor to determine if this mist is poisonous or not. Are you a spirit doctor? What right do you have to say that this mist is poisonous?" This, Zhang Hu was speechless. He could not refute her. He was slightly annoyed, but Qing cultivation was not ordinary, and he could not afford to offend her, so he could only keep his mouth shut. Su. Just then, a strange sound came out from all around. Everyone tensed up and immediately looked towards the source of the sound, but the mist was getting thicker and thicker. Their vision was obstructed, and they could not see anything. Just then, a miserable shriek came out from the mist. Everyone immediately felt their hair stand and perspired in cold sweat. What was that? Ignore that sound. Everyone gathered together. Do not split up, move forward slowly, and pass through the mist, Dejun said anxiously. Everyone responded and immediately gathered together. The black prison forest was extremely huge and was famous for being a dangerous place. No one knew what kind of monsters they would meet, so gathering together was the best choice. But at this moment, there was a sudden rush of footsteps in the thick fog, followed by a man and a woman covered in blood stumbling over and falling in front of everyone. "Save us, masters, please save us." One of the men's voice was weak and hoarse. He extended out his bloodied hands and grabbed onto Zhang Hu's clothes. His expression was filled with pain and despair. "What's going on?" Zhang Hu pulled back his clothes and asked the man loudly. The man turned around and pointed at the thick fog with a trembling hand. Deep inside the mist, a large number of figures appeared, but they were all fierce beasts. "Everyone be careful. There are fierce beasts." Lu Jie shouted. "So you guys have met with fierce beasts?" Zhang, who was enlightened, he looked at the three of them and shook his head. "Just a bunch of second-stage spirit soul cultivators. I say, you guys are truly daring. With such cultivation, you guys dare to come to such a place." With that, Zhang, who was not agile, he immediately took action and started fighting with the fierce beasts that were approaching. "Zhang Hu, come back!" De Jun shouted anxiously. "Master Jin, don't worry. These guys are only second or third stage spirit soul cultivators. In front of my fifth stage strength, they're nothing. Let me practice a little." Zhang Hu laughed out loud. He brandished out a pair of big axes, waving them around crazily. The axes slashed crazily, wreaking havoc in all directions, and in a short while all the fierce beasts were killed by Zhang Hu. It had to be said that Zhang Hu was truly powerful. "We're saved." Seeing that, the three of them heaved a sigh of relief. The three of them stood up and bowed respectfully to everyone. The man said gratefully, "Thank you everyone for saving my life. I am eternally grateful." Black Prison Forest is, after all, a famous, dangerous place. Although the few of you are at the second stage of the Spirit Soul realm, it is still difficult for you to survive in this place. Quickly leave. De Jun said, his eyes unconsciously glancing at the corpses of the fierce beasts. "Why, yes, we will leave this place now." The man immediately said. He took out a treasure box from his clothes and handed it over to De Jun with both hands. "This is a small token of my appreciation. I hope that everyone will accept it." "What is this?" De Jun frowned as he looked at the box, but did not accept it. "Oh, this is a treasure that we obtained coincidentally in Black Prison Forest. Everyone has saved our lives. We are unable to repay you. This is just a small token. I hope that you will accept it." Li Fu Zai and Lu Jie's eyes lit up. Song Hong Chong did not make a sound. As for De Jun, he maintained his vigilant attitude. He shook his head and said, "I think it's fine. You guys have gone through so much hardship to obtain these things. How can you give them to us? Saving people is just a small matter. Keep it for yourselves. All right, let's part ways here." But just as De Jun finished speaking, Zhang Hu, who was by the side, extended his hand out and took the box. "You idiot, are you blind? They did not even make a move. Only I did. All right? If you have something good, you should give it to me, not to them. Damn it. Do you even know how to behave?" Zhang Hu scolded the man, then stared at De Jun and was about to open the box. "Zhang Hu, what are you doing? Don't open the box." De Jun said anxiously. "Why can't I open the box?" Zhang Hu snorted. "They're willing to give it. Why can't you guys accept it?" With that, Zhang Hu ignored De Jun and directly opened the box, intending to see what was inside. But the moment the box was opened, a bang sound was heard. The box exploded, and a large number of terrifying black vine thorns shot out from inside, straight towards the people around them. Zhang, who was caught off guard, and was instantly pierced by the black vine thorns. The poison on the black vine thorns immediately diffused out, causing his eyes to turn black. He fainted and fell to the ground. Li Fu Zai and Lu Jie, who were closer to Zhang, who were not in a good state either. They were pierced by a few thorns and received varying degrees of injuries. Su Yin pulled Qing and stood by the side. And when the box exploded, Qing acutely sensed it and took the initiative to use her profound spirit qi to block it. Looking at De Jun, he was not injured, as though he had been guarding against the box from the start, or rather, the person who gave the box to him. Ha 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 ha! Is there truly such a stupid person? He actually fell for such a small trick. What a joke, ha ha ha. A mournful laughter came out from the man's mouth, but the three of their bodies started to distort, and in the next moment, they transformed into three strange purple existences. All of them had a single horn on their head. Their bodies were coiled by vines and looked like demons. But Dejean had already recognized what they were. Wandering palea beasts. Dejean exclaimed, I never thought that there would be people who recognize us. But no matter, since all of you will die here today and become our food. The wandering palea beasts stuck out their scythe-like sharp tongue and licked their long and narrow lips and laughed sinisterly. The wandering palea beasts that are proficient in illusion techniques and can easily analyze their prey's state of mind. I never thought that I would meet them here. Su Yin was surprised. He had seen such beasts in ancient books before, but he never thought that he would meet one today. But you are too naive. Do you think that with just the three of you, you can handle us? You are just second stage spirit soul realm trash. Even if I'm ambushed by you, I can easily get rid of all of you. Li Fu's eye clenched his teeth and roared in anger. With just the three of us, of course we can't handle you. But you seem to be mistaken. Firstly, we're not third stage spirit soul realm existences, and secondly, we are not just the three of us. With that said, all of the beasts that were chasing after the three wandering palea beasts and were killed by Zhang, who all stood up, their bodies started to sway, and in a moment the wounds on their bodies quickly disappeared and transformed into even stronger and more robust wandering palea beasts. A total of 13 of them. Su Yin secretly activated the heavenly scale divine eye to check, and with just one look, he was stunned. They're all fifth stage spirit soul realm existences. One of them is even at the seventh stage of the spirit soul realm. This is troublesome. Lu Jie laughed bitterly. Chapter 320. I'm afraid that the moment we entered this region, we were already targeted by these wandering palea beasts. Dejean's eyes congealed and said, I remember now, the dense fog was actually the chi released by the wandering palea beasts when they unleashed their illusion techniques, so they were always by our side. Truly a bunch of long-winded people. The seventh stage spirit soul realm wandering palea beast snorted and waved his hand. Just obediently submit. All of you are food filled with profound spirit force. With that, the surrounding wandering palea beasts all rushed forward. Seeing that, Qing immediately unsheathed her sword, but was grabbed by Su Yun. She was startled. She turned to look, only to see Su Yun gently shaking his head. You don't have to do anything. Someone will take care of it. Someone will. Qing was startled. Before she could say anything, Dejean had already made his move. Humph, a group of fifth stage spirit soul realm existences. What is there to be afraid of? Even if you're a seventh stage spirit soul realm cultivator, in front of me, you are just a group of people who sell their heads. Kill you? That's no different from killing an ant. Dejean said coldly. With that said, he immediately moved. Moving like lightning, he shot past the wandering palea beasts. A large amount of destructive and dense profound spirit force pervaded out, as though they had materialized. Following Dejean's movements, they struck onto the wandering palea beast bodies. Plop, 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 clear and crisp sounds came out. All of the wandering palea beast bodies were struck with profound spirit chi. They seemed to be extremely sticky, sticking onto their bodies. They could not be shaken off. After Dejean released 26 palm strikes, he landed in the middle of the wandering palea beasts and moved his finger. Bang, 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 bang. All of the wandering palea beast bodies immediately exploded. The dense destructive chi was like a sickle cutting through their bodies. Even the seventh stage spirit soul realm cultivator was not feeling well. His entire body was riddled with holes, and even one of his arms was blown off. The wandering palea beast cried out in pain. In the end, beasts are still beasts. You only see that their cultivation is low, and you can easily defeat them. So you think that I'm a fourth or fifth stage spirit soul realm cultivator, but you are wrong. I'm a ninth stage spirit soul realm cultivator. How could you contend against it? Even if you plotted against me, killing you is as easy as flipping my hand. Dejun said coldly. He then kicked out towards the wandering Palea beast's head. The wandering Palea beast didn't even have time to defend before its head exploded and it died. It was an overwhelming suppression. The difference of 4 levels of cultivation was just too great. Qing was startled. She then understood why Su Yun did not want her to take action. It was because Dejun could handle everything himself. After dealing with the lost Palea beast, Dejun immediately asked everyone, "Is everyone all right?" "It's nothing serious." Li Fu's eye crawled up and pulled out the poisonous stingers from his body. "I didn't expect these wandering primordial beasts to be as cunning as the rumors say. Fortunately, Lord Dejun is here. Otherwise, the consequences would be unimaginable." Lu Jie sighed. "But although we are fine, Zhang Hu might have some problems," Song Hongchang said. Hearing that, everyone turned to look at Zhang, who was lying on the ground, only to see that he was extremely terrifying. His body was covered with sharp thorns. One after another, the black vines pierced in his flesh, making him look extremely terrifying, causing everyone's hairs to stand. Dejun walked over and supported Zhang Hu up. Using a bit of profound spirit force, he pulled out one of the thorns and inspected it carefully. The poison of these thorns is not strong, but there are too many of them in Zhang Hu's body. Even if one is not strong with so many of them, I am afraid that it will be too much. We need to quickly detoxify the poison, otherwise it will be fatal," Dejun said. Zhang Hu was in so much pain that he was about to faint. But Song Hongchang also walked over and picked up the thorn that Dejun had plucked out. She looked at it carefully and then revealed a look of gratification. "The poison on this thorn seems to be green mist poison. It is congealed from the mist chi of plants, and I happen to know how to treat this poison." "Really?" Dejun asked. Song Hongchang revealed a bewitching smile. "Of course, Big Brother Zhun, in this treasure hunt, everyone's position is very important. If Zhang Hu falls here, it will be a loss for us. Although Black Prison Forest is huge, to find another person to replace Big Brother Zhang Hu is not easy. Don't worry, I will treat Big Brother Zhang Hu." "That's good." Dejun nodded his head. "But come to think of it, I cannot guarantee that I will be able to treat Big Brother Zhang Hu, since I am not a spirit doctor," Song Hongchang said. "Just do your best, Sister Hongchang." Just then, Zhang Hu spoke out with a weak voice. Hearing that, Song Hongchang nodded her head. Li Fu, Zai, and the rest did not eat much of the poisonous thorns, and could easily use their profound spirit chi to remove them. Suyin looked at Song Hongchang and shook his head. "The sky seems to have darkened, although it does not affect everyone's vision in the dark. But at night, some of the stronger, fierce beasts in Black Prison Forest will come out of their nests to hunt for food. Everyone, why don't we set up a barrier enchantment here and temporarily stay for the night?" Song Hongchang looked around, then spoke to everyone. "Coincidentally, I also need time to treat Big Brother Zhang Hu." "All right." Dejun did not object, and immediately agreed. "Does anyone have any objections?" "No." Everyone agreed unanimously, and began to take out materials to set up a barrier enchantment. The enchantment completely isolated spirit chi and vision, and from the outside, it looked like a small tent, allowing people to rest peacefully inside, protecting everyone's privacy. If anyone were to barge into the enchantment, it would immediately alert the people inside the enchantment. Su Yun was prepared to draw 2 enchantments, but Qing thought that he was treating her as an outsider and insisted on staying in the same enchantment with Su Yun. Su Yun was happy. In the end, she was still his servant and should stay with him. Currently, only Li Fu Zai, Lu Jie, and Zhang Hu were injured by the poison thorns. The rest were either standing far away or dodging in time. Inside the barrier enchantment, Qing sat quietly, her bright eyes quietly looking at Su Yun, who was resting with his eyes closed. "You've already stared for the time it takes for an incense stick to burn." Su Yun opened his eyes and said helplessly. Qing's face flushed red. She immediately lowered her head, but her mouth curved into a smile. "What are you laughing at?" Young Master said. "I stared at Young Master for the time it takes for an incense stick to burn. Didn't Young Master stare at Qing for the time it takes for an incense stick to burn? If not, how would you know that I was staring at you?" Young master, actually this is good. Qing smiled. I don't have the tough training in the Su family. I don't have the worry in the Snow Jade Palace. And now I could be with young master without any worries. Qing feels very satisfied. Silly girl, your days in the future will only get better. Don't think too much. Su Yun caressed Qing Er's head. Just then, his senses suddenly moved. His nose picked up a faintly discernible spirit chi. It was similar to spirit demon chi, but it was different and mixed with a trace of ruthlessness. He frowned and closed his eyes, following the strange spirit chi. He was surprised to realize that the spirit chi actually came from Song Hong Chang's enchantment. Isn't Song Hong Chang only at the third stage of the spirit soul realm? But this spirit chi, I'm afraid, only in existence at the 8th stage of the spirit soul realm, and above can release it. What is going on? And it's so ruthless and so secretive. If not for Su Yun being at the 3rd stage of the spirit star realm, he would not have been able to sense the concealed spirit chi. Young master, what's wrong? Qing asked curiously. Su Yun thought about it and felt that there was nothing to hide, so he told Qing everything. So it's like that. Young master, you're strong. This barrier enchantment is not able to completely block your senses. Qing cute little head thought for a moment, then suddenly said, since it's like that, young master, why don't we take a look at Song Hong Chang's situation? Look? How? Although my treasure, the heavenly scale divine eye, can see through cultivation, it is not able to see through things. Su Yin said. Speaking of which, the Sky Martial continent did not have any treasures that could see through things, or rather, no one would be so bored to create such a treasure. Young master, don't worry. Qing learned a secret technique in the Snow Jade Palace and can easily detect any movement within a 5 kilometers radius. With that, Qing sat down cross-legged. Her hands were like lotus flowers, gently swaying. Her slender fingers were extremely exquisite, causing people to feel an itch in their hearts, wanting to grab them and play with them. Qing fingers started to emit waves of ice mist. Her pink lips moved, and words after words of chants came out, followed by a delicate shout. Bind! Kacha, kacha, kacha. The ice mist quickly congealed together, transforming into a sparkling and translucent ice mirror. Qing extended her finger out and drew a few symbols on the mirror, and in that moment, a scene appeared from the mirror. It was the scene of Song Hong Chang and Zhang Hu in the enchantment barrier. Su Yun's eyes were wide open as he looked at the scene in the mirror. At the moment, all the poisonous thorns on Zhang Hu's body had been pulled out, and he was lying on a small array formation that Song Hong Chang was carving. Although Zhang Hu was in pain, his eyes that looked at Song Hong Chang were filled with endless passion. Sister Hong Chang, how do you plan to save me? Zhang Hu was covered in black holes, asked weakly. Big brother Zhang Hu, don't be anxious. We are alone now. If you say such words, I will be embarrassed. Song Hong Chang glanced at Zhang Hu, her voice filled with temptation. That gaze, that attitude and voice, even a man would not be able to take it. Zhang Hu did not know where he got the strength from, but he actually sat up. Enduring the pain, he hugged Song Hong Chang. Sister Hong Chang, I can't take it anymore. Quickly heal me. Big brother's in so much pain. Song Hong Chang squirmed in Zhang Hu's embrace and said, Big brother Zhang, you're so bad. Quickly lie down. Don't pull on your wounds. At that time, big brother's body will be in pain, but little sister's heart will be hurt. Song Hong Chang's mouth seemed to be smeared with honey, causing Zhang Hu's heart to feel sweet. Even if his body was in pain, he did not care. Of course, he immediately did as the beauty said, and obediently lied down. Chapter 321. Qing's ice mirror was not only able to transmit images, it could even vaguely hear conversations. This uses the profound spirit force to simulate the vibrations in the air to capture the images and sounds. Every movement and speech of a person can cause the air to vibrate. This mystical technique is considered a high-grade mystical technique in the Snow Jade Palace, and is the best for surveillance. But it's a pity that Qing was not strong and can only monitor the movements of people within a 5 kilometers radius. Qing said as she casted her technique. It's already very powerful. Su Yun retracted his shocked expression and muttered. The two of them stared intently at the ice mirror. But at that moment, Zhang was actually touching Song Hongchang's body all over. Song Hongchang's eyes were flirtatious, looking as though she was enjoying it. No one had thought that the so-called treatment would be so erotic. This woman is too shameless. Previously, when I saw her words and actions, I knew that she was not a proper woman, but I never thought that she would be so casual. Qing Er's face was red as she muttered to herself. She moved her head away, but her black eyes were still staring at the ice mirror. Suyin chuckled and continued to watch. Big brother Zhang, you're so bad. You're obviously so heavily injured, but you're still full of naughty thoughts. You only know how to bully me. Song Hongchang's voice was extremely seductive, as though it was laced with electricity. Even though it was transmitted through the ice mirror, it still caused Su Yun's entire body to go numb. Zhang, who seemed to have taken some medicine to relieve the pain, his complexion had recovered a lot. Adding Song Hongchang's good medicine, he immediately became 100 times more spirited and was about to flip over and press Song Hongchang down and do it with her. It had to be said that beauties were like poison, but also good medicine. The previously weak and miserable Zhang, who was no longer there. You little hussy, you're still saying no now? Didn't you suggest to treat your big brother's injuries previously? You obviously said no, but your body is so honest. Today, your big brother will let you have a good time. After saying that, Zhang Hu quickly took off his clothes and was about to get on her. But Song Hongchang was not anxious. She licked the wounds on Zhang Hu's body and smiled. I know that big brother Zhang likes this little sister. When we walk together, you always sneak peeks at me. Do you think I don't know? Who asked you to look so alluring? Not to mention me. Even Li Fu Zai and Dejun are interested in you. Even that newly joined gigolo Wu Yun might be interested in you. But in the end, they won't be able to get you because you're my woman. Zhang Hu laughed heartily. After he said that, Qing looked at Su Yun weirdly. Su Yun sweated profusely. Qing my eyesight should not be that bad, right? You're countless times more beautiful than her. If I have any feelings, it's for you. Hearing that, Qing Er's face turned red again. She lowered her head and said, Actually, Qing will not ask what kind of woman young master is looking for. In the ice mirror, all right, sister, every minute of the night is worth 1,000 gold. Your big brother, am still feeling uncomfortable. Don't waste any more time. Zhang, who was already extremely impatient and did not even have the mood to chat. Seeing that, Song Hongchang's eyes flashed with a look of complacency, but there was an unfathomable luster in her eyes. It was strange. She extended out her slender fingers and placed it on Zhang Hu's mouth, gesturing for him to wait. Then, she pointed to a fluorescent array formation at the side and laughed. Big brother Zhang, go lie down on that array formation first. What array formation is that? Zhang Hu asked curiously. Naturally, it's a fun array formation. Song Hongchang licked her lips and said seductively, Big brother Zhang's entire body is covered in injuries. This little sister's heart hurts just by looking at it. How can I let big brother Zhang continue to suffer? That array formation is a dual cultivation array that this little sister has learnt. In a while, we will go to the Mount Wu on that array formation, and with the dual cultivation technique, we can obtain the joy of the heavenly Tao and also heal big brother Zhang's injuries. It's the best of both worlds. Isn't that a good thing? Hearing that, Zhang Hu's eyes immediately turned red. His breathing became hurried, his nose releasing a blazing hot breath. He nodded his head and said, Good. Little sister, you're too thoughtful. I'll lie down now. With that, he anxiously climbed onto the array formation and laid down quietly. Seeing that, Song Hongchang's mouth revealed a light smile. She then walked to the side of the array formation and extended her hand out, gently caressing Zhang Hu's face that was full of holes, and then muttered a few chants, activating the array formation. Immediately, the small array formation released a pink luster, and a strange spirit qi floated out. Zhang Hu did not think much of it. He looked at Song Hongchang with a passionate gaze and immediately said, Little sister, come quickly. Big brother has been waiting for so long. This little sister will come now. Song Hong Chong laughed, then gently took off her clothes, taking off her undergarments, revealing her naked body. She immediately entered the array formation and squeezed into Zhang Hu's embrace. Zhang Hu was completely intoxicated. He hugged Song Hong Chong and continued to caress her. Young master, don't look. Qing'er, who was still in the midst of activating the array, saw the alluring scene and immediately removed the ice mirror. Her face flushed red as she spoke. Seeing that, Su Yun, who was in a trance, immediately awoke and spoke to Qing'er unhappily. Qing, what are you doing? Young master, want to understand a relationship between Song Hong Chong and Zhang Hu, and I'm almost done. Why did you remove the mystical technique? Quick, follow up, quickly. No, Qing'er was determined. They're doing something improper. Young master, don't look, it will dirty young master's eyes. So what? Qing doesn't like you looking at other women's bodies either. Seeing Qing'er like that, Suyin did not say anything, but come to think of it, he never thought that Song Hong Chong and Zhang Hu would have such a relationship. He could not understand. Zhang Hu did not look like much. Why would Song Hong Chong like him? Suyin was not jealous. He just felt that it was a little hard to understand, since Zhang Hu and Song Hong Chong did not know each other in the past. If he had to explain it, he could only say that Song Hong Chong was too open. Qing was not willing to open the ice mirror, so Su Yun did not force her, and immediately sat down to meditate. Now that he had obtained the cultivation of the spirit demon emperor, Su Yun had to seize the time to temper his body, and the best way to temper his body was to train in true divine spirit qi. If it was in the past, Su Yun, who had already trained in pure divine spirit qi, would definitely not be able to train in other spirit qi, but with the monarch occult force, he could completely rely on the treasure to train in any spirit qi. The true divine spirit qi enveloped his body, gently caressing his bones and flesh. The feeling was like a young lady's hand, extremely gentle. In the middle of the night, Qing'er quietly opened her eyes and carefully peeked at Su Yun. Seeing that Su Yun had already entered a meditative state, she then propped up her cute chin and looked at her family's young master. Time passed very quickly, and the light in black prison forest became brighter. It was daybreak. Not long after daybreak, everyone had just removed the barrier enchantment when they heard a high-pitched scream. Dejun and the rest tensed up and immediately ran towards the source of the scream. Su Yun and Qing had just removed the barrier enchantment. When they heard the heart-wrenching scream, they immediately rushed over. Inside the barrier enchantment, Song Hong Chang's face was pale white. She rushed out in panic. Seeing everyone rushing over, Song Hong Chong sat on the ground powerlessly, covering her face and crying, her shoulders trembling. She was sad and frightened. What's going on? Su Yun and Qing looked at each other, their faces filled with confusion. Hong Chong, what's wrong? Dejun walked over and helped her up and asked. Song Hong Chang's eyes were red. She was crying and shouting, Big brother Dejun, Zhang Hu is dead. Dead. Su Yun was shocked. Weren't they still alive and well last night? And the two of them were together on Mount Wu? How did Zhang Hu die so early in the morning? Dejun's face was gloomy. He immediately walked over and tore open the barrier enchantment, only to see a black corpse lying inside the enchantment. The corpse was only skin and bones. It was a miserable death. If not for Song Hong Chong saying that it was Zhang Hu, no one would have recognized him. How can this be? Lu Jie's eyes were wide open. She could not believe her own eyes. Li Fu Zai stood at the side with his hands crossed in front of his chest, the corner of his mouth raised, revealing a hidden complacency. He was not shocked by Zhang Hu's death, but happy instead. Dejun frowned. He walked over to the corpse and inspected it for a moment, then stood up and said, All the flesh and blood in his body has disappeared, and only his skin and bones are left. What exactly happened? With that, Dejun looked at Song Hong Chong coldly. Hong Chong, what exactly happened last night? I don't know either. Song Hong Chong started crying again and said, Last night, Big Brother Zhang Hu came here, and I started to treat his injuries. I picked some herbs and drew an array formation, planning to force the disorienting palea beast poison out of his body. At the start, everything went smoothly. The majority of the poison was forced out, and seeing that it was about time, I arranged for Big Brother Zhonghu to rest. Because I had exhausted too much of my profound spirit force, I meditated at the side, and when I woke up, I realized that Big Brother Zhonghu had become like this. Whoa! Lu Jie was shocked. Could it be because of the disorienting palea beast poison? Your treatment didn't have any effect? Hearing that, Song Hong Chang's face turned pale white. She was startled for a moment, then started crying even more fiercely. It's definitely because I'm useless. I did not treat Big Brother Zhonghu. That's why he became like this. It's definitely all my fault. I caused Big Brother Zhonghu's death. Wu Song Hong Chang was crying so miserably. The people around her could not help but feel their hearts soften. Li Fu Zai took the chance to walk over and consoled her. All right, Hong Chang, don't cry. It's not your fault. This is fate. Think about it. If you did not save him, wouldn't he have died even faster? So, you've already tried your best. Don't be sad anymore. Song Hong Chang covered her face and cried. Upon hearing Li Fu Zai's consolation, she immediately pounced onto his chest and continued to cry. Li Fu Zai was startled for a moment, then immediately became elated. He was extremely happy and immediately hugged Song Hong Chang and continued to console her. Young master, it's weird. Just then, Chinger said softly, What's wrong? Last night, Song Hong Chang had set up 2 array formations, but in the end, we can't see either of them. Not only that, this new array formation seems to be different from the 2 last night. Hearing that, Su Yun immediately looked towards the barrier enchantment that was torn apart, and, as expected, the array formation beneath Zhang, who was different from the one they saw last night. Not only that, the array formation seemed to have been drawn not too long ago, and the ink and paint were still fresh. Su Yun frowned. He looked towards Song Hong Chang, who was still in Li Fu Zai's embrace. His eyebrows twitched, as though he was thinking about something. Chapter 3:22. Dejun simply buried Zhonghu. Everyone had their own thoughts, and, after a short pause, they continued on their way. Song Hong Chang's mood was obviously much lower. Along the way, she buried her head in Li Fu Zai's embrace and sobbed, blaming herself for Zhonghu's death. Li Fu Zai felt that his chance had come, and immediately tried to please Song Hong Chang. If he wasn't coaxing Song Hong Chang, he would constantly scold Zhang, who had died, and was just short of saying that Zhang who deserved to die. To think that such a thing would happen, sigh. It is truly fate that makes fools of people. Miss Hong Chang seemed to like Zhang Hu a lot. Yesterday, the 2 of them were still like that, who knew that they would be separated by life and death. Ching sighed and said with pity. Suyin did not say anything. His gaze occasionally swept past Li Fu Zai and Song Hong Chang and shook his head. Are we in the wrong place? Dejun looked at the gradually narrowing forest and frowned. The trees here are getting denser and denser. I am afraid that there is no road ahead. We are not in the wrong place. The area is extremely hidden, and the more it looks like there is no road, the more correct it is. Song Hong Chang's eyes were red, and her voice was choked with emotions. Hong Chang, wait for us to find the treasure deposit. We will quickly leave this place. Don't stay in this godforsaken place so that you won't be sad. Li Fu Zai said gently. Thank you, brotherly. You are so good to me. Song Hong Chang looked at Li Fu Zai with deep emotions. Li Fu Zai's heart was thumping wildly. He muttered, Hong Chang. Song Hong Chang turned her head, her cheeks flushed red, and said softly, Whenever I meditate now, I will think about Brother Zhang who died from the poison beside me. Thinking about it makes me afraid. Brotherly, the next time I meditate, can you accompany me? Of course. Li Fu Zai's voice was trembling. He looked at Song Hong Chang with a passionate gaze, as though he wanted to immediately eat her up. Brotherly, you're truly a good person. Song Hong Chang's small hands held onto Li Fu Zai's big hands, her fingers twirling on his palm, causing Li Fu Zai's heart to itch. Sigh. Dejun activated his mystical skill, and a large ball of flame-like substance shot out from his palm, fiercely smashing onto the thorny path in front of him. A small path in the forest was cleared, and everyone slowly followed. The jungle was quiet, but the quieter it was, the more dangerous it was. No one dared to relax their vigilance. They looked in all directions and listened in all directions. Their nerves were stretched taut. Along the way, they met with many fierce beasts, but the strongest of them were only at the 5th stage of the spirit soul realm. Even if Li Fuzai, Lu Jie, and the rest had a hard time dealing with them, Dejun could easily deal with them. The 9th stage of the spirit soul realm was not just for show. Just as they were about to reach the destination that Song Hong Chong had mentioned, "Everyone be careful," Song Hong Chong shouted out from behind. Everyone immediately halted their steps and stopped moving forward. "What's wrong?" Li Fuzai asked softly. Song Hong Chang's eyes carefully surveyed her surroundings and then released a bit of profound spirit qi, which scattered out in all directions. Kwangdang. Ripples started to form, and in the air around them, a large amount of green qi appeared out of nowhere. All of the qi slowly dispersed and gradually approached everyone. It was odorless and formless, and if not for Song Hong Chang's technique, no one would have sensed its existence. "What is that?" Dejun looked at the qi strangely. He was confused. Chinger sniffed it lightly. Her cute nose twitched and said, "It seems to be mixed with poison." "Poison?" Everyone jumped in fright and immediately retreated, avoiding the strange qi. "What kind of qi is that? Why have I never seen it before?" Dejun stared at the qi and asked curiously. "This seems to be the qi released by the corpses of the fierce beasts that died in Black Prison Forest." Song Hong Chong walked over and sniffed, her face becoming serious. "If we forcefully use our profound spirit qi to pass through this qi, I am afraid that it will consume a lot of profound spirit qi, and that is not beneficial for our journey later on. If we reach the region, we will encounter strong, fierce beasts, and without the protection of profound spirit qi, that will be bad. The only thing we can do now is to disperse the qi and open up a path." "Disperse?" Dejun suddenly raised his hand and released a gust of wind, striking the qi. But what surprised everyone was that the qi did not disperse. Instead, it was like a mountain, not moving an inch. "That is truly not an ordinary qi," Dejun said. Then, "Hong Chong, do you have a way to disperse the qi?" Lu Jie asked. "I do have a way, but it is impossible for me alone," Song Hong Chong said with difficulty. "How many people do you need?" "One more person will do, but this person must possess Swift Wind Spirit Qi, and only when the person with Swift Wind Spirit Qi cooperates with me will we be able to disperse the Qi. Who here has Swift Wind Spirit Qi?" Me. I have Swift Wind Spirit Qi, Hong Chong." Without waiting for Zhan and the rest to speak, Li Fuzai, who was at the side, immediately shouted out. "That's great, brotherly." Song Hong Chong smiled. "Seems like I'll have to trouble you this time. This is a matter for everyone. It is nothing for me to help out." Li Fuzai patted his chest and laughed. Song Hong Chong gave him a flirtatious look, then said, "Everyone, I need to set up an array, but the array's array source will be hard to find in a short period of time, so I plan to use space spirit crystals to replace it. The space spirit crystal is a type of magic treasure that can store energy from the outside world. It is very suitable to use it as the source of the formation. This formation is a bit complicated, so after you pour your energy into the space spirit crystal, you should meditate and recover. After we disperse this aura, we will be exhausted. I'm afraid we will have to rely on you for the danger later." "No problem, Hong Chong. Let's not delay, let's begin," Lu Jie said. "All right." Song Hong Chong did not hesitate and immediately started to form the array. After half a day's work, a neat and tidy array formation appeared. But it was not only the array formation. Song Hong Chong had also set up a barrier enchantment. "Everyone, I am truly sorry because the dispelling mystical technique that I am about to use is Master's absolute technique and usually cannot be used in front of outsiders, so that is understandable, Hong Chong. Just do it boldly." Jin nodded his head and said, "Thank you," Song Hong Chong said. Following that, Everyone started to inject profound spirit chi into the space spirit crystals, and in a moment, the ordinary-looking space spirit crystals started to release a resplendent light aura. It was extremely dazzling. Don't use too much. Try to conserve your strength, Su Yin told Qing softly. Qing was confused, but she did not ask any questions and immediately did as she was told. After the infusion, everyone was completely exhausted and immediately sat down cross-legged and started to meditate and recover. Brotherly, follow me in. Song Hong Chong laughed gently. Li Fu's eye immediately stepped in. Seeing that, Su Yun hesitated for a moment, then said, Qing let's also set up a barrier enchantment. With that said, Lu Jie and Zhun looked at the two of them in confusion. Young master, why are you setting up a barrier enchantment for no reason? Qing asked. Su Yun chuckled and said, there are some things that are inconvenient to be seen by others. It is better to set up a barrier enchantment. After saying that, Su Yun pinched Qing Er's soft and tender face. Hearing that, Qing was startled. Her face immediately turned so red that it looked as though blood was about to drip out. She immediately lowered her head, her body squirming, her voice as soft as a mosquito. Young master, do you really want to? Of course. Hearing Su Yun's determination, Qing was a little happy, but also afraid, but she would never go against any of Su Yun's requests. With such a complicated feeling, Qing started to carefully draw the array. Her fair little hands were trembling, and her head was almost buried in her chest. To her, it was a piece of cake to make a shielding array, but it took her almost an hour to make it. Young master, it's done, Qing said with a trembling voice. Yes, let's go in. Su Yun, who had been observing Song Hong Chang's barrier enchantment, retracted his gaze, walked towards Qing and pulled her hand into the enchantment. Upon entering the enchantment, Qing quietly stood by Su Yun's side. She lowered her head and intertwined her fingers together. Come, Qing sit here. Su Yun patted the place beside him and laughed. Yes. Qing obediently walked over and sat down, but her face was still red, and she did not dare look at Su Yun. Qing do the same thing you did the last time. The one I did the last time? Which one, young master? Qing looked at him in confusion. It's that mystical technique that allows me to peep on others. Qing was startled. Young master, don't tell me you wanted me to lay this enchantment for that. But why did you say such shameful words before? Idiot, if I don't say that, won't it make them suspicious? Su Yin laughed a few times and suddenly understood Qing actions. He was startled for a moment and then directly hugged Qing waist and kissed her tender and alluring red lips until Qing chest rose and fell rapidly, and her body trembled. Only then did he stop. Qing, I will have you, but not in this disgusting black prison forest. Do you know? Since it has come to this, it is no longer a matter of whether you are willing to follow me, but whether I am willing to let you go, he said in a gentle yet tyrannical manner. Qing looked at the man in front of her in a daze, her eyes suddenly filled with tears, her heart trembling. She was ignorant in the past. She had always been grateful to him. After the unforeseen event, they depended on each other. After leaving the Su family, she was filled with worry. All the years of suffering at this moment were all worth it. There were no spectacular scenes, no twists and turns of the story. It was just a simple and indifferent sentence that came out of the blue. Just one sentence was enough. Young master, you must not let me go. She laughed and cried. In this life, it was only for that sentence. The two of them conversed in the barrier enchantment for a while, revealing their thoughts, and Qing felt an unprecedented satisfaction. But there was no time to lose. Su Yun did not ask Qing to lay the barrier enchantment to talk about love. His main goal was still Song Hong Chong. Very quickly, Qing set up an ice mirror to spy on Song Hong Chang's barrier enchantment. But upon seeing the scene on the ice mirror, the two of them were stunned. Chapter 3:23. The ice mirror floated, and an image appeared. A faint voice came from the ice mirror. At that moment, Li Fu Zai and Song Hong Chong were actually hugging each other. The two of them were passionately kissing, and after a moment their lips separated. Song Hong Chang's face was flushed red. Her eyes were hazy from being drunk. It was extremely alluring, causing people's blood to boil. Li Fu Zai hugged Song Hong Chong, his two large hands caressing Song Hong Chang's delicate body, his breathing becoming hurried. Hong Chong, didn't you say that your mystical technique cannot be seen by others? Why did you let me in? Idiot, Big Brother Li, that is just an excuse. Song Hong Chong kissed Li Fu Zai and said, furthermore, Big Brother Li, are you an outsider? These words were like a stimulant, causing Li Fu Zai to be completely enraged. He had always yearned to possess Song Hong Chong, and had always hoped to be able to press her down and conquer her. Initially, the reason why he had agreed to Song Hong Chang's treasure hunt was mostly because of her. He knew that he was completely captivated by this woman. However, he never expected that this woman would throw herself into his arms today. In truth, this little sister has always liked Big Brother Li. Just that. Big Brother Li is so handsome and has such a noble demeanor, adding that your strength is not ordinary. This little sister is afraid that I am not worthy of Big Brother Li, and thus did not dare to open my mouth. Today, with the matter of setting up the formation, this little sister has mustered up her courage and confided in Big Brother. If Big Brother does not like this little sister, just treat it as this little sister spouting nonsense. Big Brother, please do not hate this little sister. Song Hong Chong said gently. How could that be? Hong Chong, I like you too. Li Fu Zai was overjoyed and immediately said, really? Song Hong Chong revealed a look of joy, and from the looks of it, she was not faking it. Of course, the heavens can bear witness, Li Fu Zai said earnestly. Hearing that, Song Hong Chang's eyes were filled with tears. She hugged Li Fu Zai tightly and said softly, Big Brother Li, love me well. Hearing this, how could Li Fu Zai endure it? He immediately bellowed and pressed Song Hong Chong down on top of him. Soon, the two of them were stripped naked again. Qing Er's face turned red again and was about to leave. Don't, Qing Er, don't retreat. You can't retreat, Su Yun immediately said. This is the critical moment. You must not stop. Young master, what are you talking about? Qing Er scolded. Suddenly, she seemed to have thought of something. Her face turned red and white, and her voice trembled. Young master, don't tell me you have this weird habit of peeping. What kind of weird hobby of peeping? Hearing that, Suyin did not know whether to laugh or cry. I'm not trying to peep. I just want to know how Zhang Hu died. Zhang Hu, Qing Er crooked her neck, a puzzled look on her face. Didn't Zhang Hu die from the poison from the vine thorns? Is there something else? Of course. Su Yin turned his head and stared at the ice mirror, and said, You said it before, when Zhang Hu died, the array formation inside the barrier enchantment changed. I don't think it's a coincidence, but what makes me even more suspicious is, how did Song Hong Chong end up with Zhang Hu? Zhang Hu, his looks should not fit the aesthetic standards of the people of Sky Marshall Continent, right? And when Zhang Hu died, Song Hong Chong immediately threw herself into Li Fu Zai's embrace. Isn't that suspicious? Dejan and the rest did not see the scene and do not know the reason, but we saw it. How can we ignore it? Since we are following Song Hong Chong to search for the profound sky sex treasures, we cannot be sold by her and help her count the money. Young master is right. Qing nodded her head. Song Hong Chong is truly suspicious. So, Qing, we need to watch carefully if Zhang Hu was killed by Song Hong Chong. Then Li Fu Zai will definitely be killed by her. Or is that so? Quickly look. Just then, Su Yun suddenly exclaimed out loud. Qing immediately turned to look, only to see that Li Fu Zai had flipped his body and carried Song Hong Chong up, and was actually mixing them in the air, causing Song Hong Chong to release a series of soul-devouring moans, her fair and tender flesh swaying in front of the two of them. A series of pa-pa-pa sounds came out from the ice mirror, causing the people who heard it to be intoxicated. Why is it so embarrassing, young master? Is this the Tao of dual cultivation? Qing could not help but turn her head away. She did not dare to look at the scene, but the moans that made her body feel hot made her extremely uncomfortable, and her pair of jade legs continued to rub against each other. Su Yun was not a saint. Seeing the erotic scene in the ice mirror, his mouth was already dry, and he felt extremely uncomfortable. Thinking about the beautiful woman beside him, it was impossible for him to not have any improper thoughts. But he had more important matters to attend to, and it was Qing-er's first time. He was not willing to do it with Qing-er in such a broken place. If he had to choose a good place, and the best would be to choose an auspicious day. Li Fu Zai in the ice mirror ferociously sprinted for close to the time it takes for an incense stick to burn. Song Hong Chong almost fainted, and finally, Li Fu Zai roared out and then collapsed onto Song Hong Chang's body, gasping for breath. "I can't take it anymore, Hong Chong. You're too powerful. I can't take it anymore." Li Fu Zai gasped for breath. "Brother, why don't you use some profound spirit force?" Song Hong Chong giggled and asked Li Fu Zai, "How can I do that?" Doing such a thing, a person's qi and blood will be in an unstable state upon using profound spirit force, although it can last for a long time. But if you're not careful, you will go berserk. Li Fu Zai said, Could it be that brother has never heard of the dual cultivation technique? Dual cultivation technique? Li Fu Zai's eyes lit up, but quickly darkened again. "I have heard of it, but I have never trained in it. This little sister has trained in it." Song Hong Chong hugged Li Fu Zai's waist and said, "Do you want this little sister to teach you?" "Oh, Hong Chong, you really know it? That's great. I heard that dual cultivation techniques can increase cultivation, and both parties benefit from it. If you know such mystical techniques, then why are you being so long-winded? Quickly teach it to me." Brother is truly impatient. Song Hong Chong used her hand to poke Li Fu Zai's head, then flipped her body and pressed him down, then sat on top of him. The two of them let out a soft sound. Seeing that Song Hong Chang's face was flushed red, she laughed. "Brother, I will recite the chant. You will circulate your qi according to the chant and coordinate with me to dual cultivate. How about that?" Good. Li Fu Zai nodded his head. Song Hong Chong swayed her buttocks while reciting the chant, and the two of them began the so-called dual cultivation. Qing-er, who was by Su Yun's side, could not bear to watch any longer. She closed her eyes and activated the ice mirror. Such a shameful thing was something that she would not even dare to think about. But it was actually being broadcasted. How could she accept it? The two people in the ice mirror were still entangled together. The scene was extremely alluring. After an unknown period of time, "Young master, I can't take it anymore," Qing-er said with a trembling voice. Su Yun was startled. He turned to look, only to see that Qing-er's face was red, but her eyes were lifeless, looking extremely weak. He immediately became anxious and immediately checked on Qing-er, only to realize that the profound spirit qi in her body was extremely messy and turbid. "Why is it like this?" Qing-er quickly stopped the technique. Su Yun immediately said, "Crack." The ice mirror shattered, and Qing-er immediately fell to the ground. Su Yun immediately imbued profound spirit qi into her body and adjusted the energy in her body. But luckily, Qing-er was fine. Although this mystical technique is not considered a high-level mystical technique, but to continue using it, it requires a lot of profound spirit qi. Originally, with Qing-er's strength, maintaining it for a day would not be a problem, but the things that the two of them did were too shameful. Qing-er's state of mind was in a mess, so Qing-er said embarrassedly. Hearing that, Su Yun laughed involuntarily. All right, I know you're shy. Since it's like that, then impart this mystical technique to young master. I will do it myself." "Now," Qing-er was startled. "Young master, this mystical technique took Qing a month to get a glimpse of it. Young master, can you learn it in a night?" "I can just learn a little bit, since it's not far from here. And you said it before, the longer I learn the mystical technique, the more exquisite it becomes, and the wider the range I can see. Young master is not talented, but it shouldn't be difficult to see a distance of 10 meters, right?" Su Yun had the monarch occult force to protect his body, and had the talents of the everlasting stone and the lord of the shrine of evil spirits. His current talent was different from ordinary people, and was completely a genius that was nurtured after birth. With his third stage spirit star realm cultivation, learning a small mystical technique was not difficult. Qing had researched the mystical technique rather deeply, and very quickly, she thoroughly explained the profoundness of it. Su Yun immediately started to cast. The first time was extremely difficult. He turned his profound spirit qi into ice mist and leaked it out of his body, but it was unable to congeal, causing Su Yun to be disappointed. But Qing, who was by his side, was already a shocking person. She had spent 7 days of effort to turn her profound spirit qi into ice mist, but Su Yun actually managed to learn it in an incense stick worth of time. After that, he congealed the ice mist and carved the coordinates. Seeing Su Yun skillfully carving the coordinates, Qing was dumbstruck. "Young master, are you really my young master?" she muttered. The trash of the Su family was actually so intelligent. Crack! An extremely small ice mirror congealed in Su Yun's palm, and the image in the mirror was extremely blurry. "Although it is small, it is not bad. At least I can see it clearly." Su Yun, who was perspiring profusely, muttered to himself. Hearing that, Qing could not help but laugh. She covered her mouth and laughed. "Young master, it is not bad. When I first congealed this shape, it took me 10 days of effort. You did not even use an hour to learn it. If the palace mistress of the Snow Jade Palace were to know about this, she would definitely be shocked." "Hey!" Su Yun laughed. He did not say anything else, and focused on the ice mirror. But at that moment, something strange happened. The two of them dual cultivated for a few hours, and finally, Song Hongchong made her move. She swayed faster and faster, her entire body releasing a red light. On the other hand, Li Fuzai's face was extremely pale, and all the profound spirit qi in his body had dissipated. Not only that, his flesh started to shrivel up, his eyes sunk in, his mouth opened wide, as though he wanted to scream out, but no matter what he did, he could not make a sound. On the contrary, Song Hongchang's eyes were blood red, her face revealing a sinister and terrifying smile, as though she had gone mad. She swayed and screamed. "How is it, Li Fuzai? Is it good? Ha ha, it must be good to do it with this old lady, right? Today, I will let you experience this old lady's power. Ha 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 ha." She laughed maniacally and swung frantically. Li Fuzai's strength became weaker and weaker, and where the two of them intersected, a large amount of red light leaked out. Finally, under Song Hongchang's crazy swinging, Li Fuzai was sucked dry and turned into a black corpse and died. Spirit absorption, essence absorption. Su Yun was shocked. Truly a disgusting fellow. Song Hongchang stood up as though nothing had happened and kicked Li Fuzai's head. As though she was kicking mud, Li Fuzai's head immediately split into pieces. Seeing that, Qing's eyes were wide open. Her mouth was wide open. She was completely stunned, while Su Yun's face was gloomy. "Why, young master, are we still going to follow Song Hongchang to search for treasures?" Qing asked in a daze. Chapter 3:24. "Of course." Su Yun frowned and said softly, "Qing there's no knowing what is in a man's heart. I never thought that Song Hongchang would be so vicious. But with regards to this matter, we have to pretend that we do not know anything, since our goal is the treasure deposit related to the Profound Sky sect. Before we find the treasure deposit, we cannot beat the grass and scare the snake." "But does the treasure deposit really exist?" Qing questioned. Song Hongchang said that we need 7 people to successfully open the treasure deposit, but Song Hongchang is killing them one by one. Doesn't that mean we cannot open the treasure deposit? That should not be possible. "Young master, I feel that the so-called treasure deposit is just a scam. Song Hongchang is planning to lure us here for her to feed on." "What you said makes sense, but if it is fake, why would Song Hongchang mention the Profound Sky sect?" "Maybe the treasure deposit is fake, but Song Hongchang might have some information regarding the Profound Sky sect. As long as we obtain this information, this trip will not be in vain. Furthermore, I want to see why Song Hong Chong would gather all these people here. Is it really just for her to feed on them to increase her cultivation? Young master currently has such a high cultivation and is not afraid of them. Su Yun continued to stare at the ice mirror in his hand. Song Hong Chong placed her hand on the dried-up corpse and gently pressed it. Crack! The corpse dissipated like powder. This was a phenomenon that would happen when all the energy and essence chi in the body was completely sucked out, like a corpse that had been eroded by the wind. Following that, Song Hong Chong took out a green round ball from her storage ring, placed it on the ground, and activated it. Bang! The round ball exploded, and the barrier enchantment instantly shattered, while Song Hong Chong herself was flung out of the barrier enchantment, her entire body covered in mud. Dejun and the rest who were meditating outside heard the sound and were immediately awoken. They opened their eyes and looked towards the direction of the explosion. She's acting again, Su Yun said coldly. Ching, let's go out and see how she's going to cover up her lies. Yes. Ching nodded her head. At the moment, she did not have any good feelings towards Song Hong Chong and could even be said to be completely disgusted. The two of them removed the barrier and headed towards Song Hong Chang's barrier enchantment, only to see that the spirit chi there had become chaotic. A strange undulation rippled out, causing them to be startled. What was even more surprising was that all the poisonous spirit chi that had obstructed them previously had all disappeared. But Song Hong Chong sat there with a blank look on her face, her eyes lifeless, looking like she was in extreme pain. What happened? Dejun and Lu Jie immediately ran over and supported Song Hong Chong up and asked anxiously, Big Brother Dejun, the poisonous gas has been cleared. Song Hong Chong bit her lips and said softly, That's a good thing, but what's wrong with you? Also, where's Li Fu Zai? Dejun looked around but could not find Li Fu Zai. Song Hong Chong covered her face and said in pain, The cleansing of the poison was going smoothly, just that there was an accident. Big Brother Li Fu Zai, he's dead. Dejun and Lu Jie were shocked. They never expected that Li Fu Zai would actually die. What about his corpse? If he's alive, I want to see him. If he's dead, I want to see his corpse. Why isn't Li Fu Zai's corpse here? Lu Jie asked. Big Brother Dejun, I don't know what happened either. Big Brother Li Fu Zai and I were working together to dispel the poison. But just as we were about to complete the ceremony, Big Brother Li Fu Zai suddenly screamed and fell to the ground, turning into ashes. He died a horrible death. What? How is that possible? Dejun was startled, but his eyes were already filled with suspicion. Previously, Zhang had died not long ago, and now Li Fu Zai was dead as well. Furthermore, the two of them had mysteriously died after being alone with the lady. If one were to say that it was not suspicious, it would be strange. But Song Hong Chang's following words slightly eased Dejun's suspicions. Big Brother Li Fu Zai and I were working together, but just as we were about to complete, I realized that the poison gas suddenly surged towards his body. Big Brother Li Fu Zai was unable to resist the strange poison gas and immediately died. The poison gas will automatically envelop a person's body? Isn't that too strange? And why are you fine, but Li Fu Zai is in trouble? Su Yun asked. He was extremely interested in the lies that the lady had concocted. I don't know why either. Wait, everyone, do you think it's because of the wandering Palea beast poison? Big Brother Li Fu Zai ate the poison from the thorns, but I didn't. I heard that the thorns have the effect of drawing poison. Maybe it was caused by the wandering Palea beast poison. Song Hong Chong revealed a look of understanding and said with a serious look, What you said is not without reason. Li Fu Zai's cultivation is above yours. If it was truly because of the poison gas, you would definitely not have been able to escape. But at that time, he was too close to Zhang Hu and was careless and ate some of the thorn's poison. I have heard of drawing poison before. Maybe that's what it is. Dejun sighed and said, Since it has come to this, it can only be said that fate is toying with us. Although Li Fu Zai is dead, our small group cannot be disbanded. Everyone, now that the poison gas has been cleared, let us continue on our way. Sai, I really hope to leave this godforsaken place soon. If not, I really don't know how I will die. Lu Jie sighed. Don't worry, Sister Lu. After passing through this small path, we will quickly enter the dragon forest region that produces dragon trees. At that time, we'll be able to easily find the profound sky sex treasure deposit. Everyone will split the treasures and immediately leave this godforsaken place. Song Hongchang said, "We are reaching the dragon forest region soon. I have observed it. It is roughly half a day's journey." "That's great." Lu Jie was overjoyed. The group could not wait any longer and immediately followed Song Hongchang's lead. Truly powerful to be able to come up with such lies. Qing, who was at the back of the group, said softly to Su Yun, if she did not think of an excuse beforehand, how would she dare to act so brazenly against Li Fu Zai? Su Yun shook his head and laughed bitterly. A woman's heart was like a needle at the bottom of the sea. That was true, although he had seen Song Hongchang's true face through the ice mirror. But in the world, only she knew what she was thinking. "Young master, who do you think Song Hongchang is going to deal with next?" "I'm not sure, but I think she will not use that method again. If she does it again and again, it will only raise our suspicions. She is a smart person and will definitely use another method." "What method? How would I know?" Su Yun shrugged his shoulders. After passing through the dusky, dense forest, there was a rugged stone path. Both sides of the stone path were filled with dried branches and rotten leaves. It did not look like a forest at all, but Song Hongchang was extremely familiar with the path and led the group forward all the way until they reached a region filled with vines. Only then did they stop. The region was extremely mystical. It was filled with trees, but every single tree was as wide as a few people, and on the trunks of the trees there were vines that looked like dragons and snakes. This was the famous dragon forest region of Black Prison Forest. Song Hongchang walked over and looked around, then started to look for something on the ground. "What are you looking at?" Lu Jie could not help but ask. "I'm looking for the entrance. If the profound sky sex treasure deposit is here, then the entrance must be here as well," Song Hongchang said. "Oh." Lu Jie nodded and did not say anything. After an incense stick worth of time, "I found it," Song Hongchang exclaimed out loud. Everyone immediately surrounded her. Song Hongchang pushed aside the mud on the ground and found a stone switch inside the mud. The switch looked to be from an ancient era, and its color was extremely ancient. But upon seeing the switch, Su Yun's mind became extremely chaotic. There truly is a switch. If this is truly the entrance to the treasure deposit, doesn't that mean that Song Hongchang did not lie to everyone? She did not lie about the treasure deposit, and the treasure deposit is truly there. "Gotcha!" Just then, a clear and melodious sound came out from the switch. Song Hongchang had activated it. In that moment, the dragon forest region that was filled with dragon forest trees immediately started to shake. The surroundings started to tremble. The ground started to shake, as though there was an earthquake. The place where the switch was automatically split open, and a deep and long stone staircase leading underground appeared in front of everyone's eyes. "That's great. That's great. This is definitely the entrance to the treasure deposit. That's great." Seeing that, Lu Jie was ecstatic. How could she maintain her composure? He had already rushed towards the stone steps without a care for anything else. "Lu Jie, don't be rash," De Jun shouted anxiously. Everyone had gone through many hardships to come here, with only one goal, and that was the treasure deposit. Along the way, everyone had suspected that the treasure deposit was real. Song Hongchang's information was extremely well prepared, but at the moment, no one had any doubts. "Don't hesitate anymore. Everyone, follow me in," Song Hongchang shouted, and then took the lead to go down the stairs. De Jun shook his head helplessly, but without hesitation, he followed Song Hongchang down. "Young master, what do we do?" Qing looked at the people who were entering the stone staircase and asked softly. "Let's go in, but we need to be on guard. Previously, Song Hongchang said that we needed 7 people to open the treasure deposit, but in the end, it was so easy to open. How can we not be surprised?" De Jun and Lu Jie have already lost their minds because of the treasure deposit and completely ignored this point. Su Yun said softly. The two of them walked down the stone staircase. At the bottom of the stone staircase was a long and straight stone path, And at the end of the stone path was a stone door that was as tall as a person and as wide as two people. The stone door was tightly shut, but in everyone's eyes, it was a huge door that led to countless treasures. Lu Jie, who was extremely calm and collected along the way, was now extremely frantic. As she neared the door, she immediately activated her profound spirit chi and fiercely struck the door. Dong, dong, dong. The stone door was blasted open. Large amounts of multicolored light leaked out from inside the stone door. The light auras were like gold and silver gems, causing everyone's heart to beat wildly. They were extremely excited. Seeing the light auras, not to mention Lu Jie, even Dejun could not hold back and immediately ran towards the door. Could it really be countless treasures? Su Yun was startled. After thinking for a while, he took a deep breath and immediately stepped forward. However, the moment he stepped through the door, he immediately understood that he had been tricked. Behind the stone door, there were no so-called treasures like elixirs or magic treasures. Instead, there was a huge array that had already been activated. Chapter 325. A man dressed in black robes and wielding a halberd stood by the side of the formation. When everyone walked in, the halberd man glanced at them and shook his head. Song Hong Chong, you're too slow. Why did you take so long this time? Speak, did you eat all by yourself along the way? Master, you really know how to joke. Hong Chong has been working for you wholeheartedly. How could I have the guts? Here, this time, I've gathered 4 for you. It should be enough for you to eat for 2 months, right? Song Hong Chong crossed her arms and leaned on the wall beside the door and chuckled. Yes, let me see. The halberd man looked at Su Yun, Qing Dejun, and Lu Jie, then nodded his head in satisfaction. Not bad, not bad. All of them have good talent. I am satisfied, but I can't see through this guy's talent and cultivation. He's just wearing a treasure. Song Hong Chong licked her lips. If Master doesn't feel at ease using him, you can give him to me. You flirtatious hussy. Have you taken a fancy to this pretty boy? Ha! But I can't give him to you this time. I am about to ascend to the spirit star realm, and am lacking food. This time, I will enjoy all of them. With that, the halberd man walked over. He's a 10-stage spirit soul realm expert. Lu Jie exclaimed. Hong Chong, what the hell was going on? Didn't you say you were going to bring us to find the profound sky sex treasure deposit? Why is there nothing here? And what is the meaning of your conversation with this man? Who is he? Dejun was completely stupefied. Forget about Dejun. Even Su Yun and Qing did not understand. The conversation between the two of them made them feel as though they were walking on thin ice. Could it be that everything was fake? A bunch of idiots. Can't you see the situation? Song Hong Chong crossed her arms and sneered. What do you mean I'm bringing you to find the profound sky sex treasure deposit? That was all a lie. I received Master Wan Chi's orders to lure spirit soul realm cultivators here to feed Master, to increase his cultivation, and train in mystical techniques. There is no such thing as the profound sky sex treasure deposit. You are all just Master's food. What? Lu Jie and Dejun's faces turned pale. Su Yin was secretly shocked. He did not expect it to be like this. Everything that Song Hong Chong did was just to find people to feed the halberd man. A living human as food? Doesn't that mean the deaths of Zhang Hu and Li Fuzai were caused by you? Dejun seemed to have thought of something and exclaimed, Could it be that you ate them? Hearing that, Song Hong Chang's face changed, and she said anxiously, You dog, what are you saying? But in the next second, Song Hong Chang's abdomen was immediately struck heavily, and she flew out, crashing onto the wall at the side. She spat out blood, looking extremely miserable. Song Hong Chong, I imparted the spirit-absorbing technique to you because you have worked hard for me for so many years, but I never thought that you would actually hide it from me and secretly absorb the food that belongs to me. Haha, you really disappoint me. As soon as he finished speaking, the man with the halberd suddenly stretched out his hand and grabbed the air. Song Hong Chang's body immediately flew up and crashed into the man's palm. Lord Wan Chi, I didn't steal anything. Sir, spare me. I didn't steal anything. Song Hong Chong cried out anxiously. But the man with the halberd did not care. He grabbed onto Tsong Hong Chang's neck and moved his face closer, directly biting onto Tsong Hong Chang's lips. He then stuck his tongue in her mouth and started to instigate a technique. Waves of gray-white light surged out from the place where the two of them intersected, and Tsong Hong Chang's alluring and tender face started to deteriorate at a speed visible to the naked eye. In a moment, it became dry and rough, and her hair became dull, as though she had aged by 20 years and was no longer youthful. Wan Qi swung his hand, causing Tsong Hong Chang to fall to the ground powerlessly and gasp for breath. The profound spirit qi in her body was already extremely thin, while Wan Qi's profound spirit qi had increased by quite a bit and was much more active than before. Since you stole something, then you have to return it with double the benefits. Hong Chang, this master has always been fair to people. You'll have your food, but it will not be this master's food. Do you understand? Wan Qi chuckled, seeing Tsong Hong Chang in such a state. Dejun and Lu Jie's hearts were filled with shock and panic. Lu Jie's entire body started to tremble. She was extremely afraid, while Dejun suppressed the fear in his heart and asked, "What is going on? Who are you guys?" "Us," Wan Qi laughed. "We are for the Profound Sky Sect." "Profound Sky Sect?" Su Yun frowned. He could not believe his own ears. "Why are the Profound Sky Sect people here?" "You're obviously lying," Qing asked loudly. "Ha! A group of ignorant juniors. The Profound Sky Sect is spread all over the Sky Martial Continent, and this is a formation point set up by the Profound Sky Sect. Because this formation point is related to a big plan of the sect, I am too lazy to explain it to you in detail. I am an elite of the Profound Sky Sect that was sent by the sect to guard this place, and Tsong Hong Chang is a disciple that I took in along the way. She used to be a prostitute and did not know anything, but seeing that her talent was not bad, I took her in to play with and imparted my unique consummate technique to her. I never expected that in a short span of 50 years, she would step into the 7th stage of the spirit soul realm, truly powerful. She is much stronger than me as her master," Wan Qi said, his mouth revealing a sinister and cold smile. He walked towards Qing step by step. Ever since the four of them entered, his gaze had immediately landed on Qing. What a natural beauty, what a shocking talent. He could not leave the formation point, so he had to rely on Tsong Hong Chang to find food and cultivate. But after so many years, Tsong Hong Chang had tricked many people for him, but none of them could compare to her. She is truly of the highest quality. Wan Qi licked his lips, thinking excitedly in his heart. "Master, you promised me before if I help you find food one more time, you would cure me of the poison in my body and let me leave Black Prison Forest. Now that I have done it, Master, please give me the antidote." Just then, Tsong Hong Chang, who was lying on the ground, spoke out weakly. "Hey, you want the antidote? So that you can leave this place and fly alone and go out hunting to your heart's content? How can I do that? You're my fishing rod that I have groomed with great difficulty. I have not even broken through to the spirit star realm. How can I throw away my fishing rod and throw away my own rice bowl? Wait a while more. Wait for this master to officially step into the spirit star realm. Then you can scram." Wan Qi sneered. Ignoring Tsong Hong Chang, he grabbed out with his palm. Su Yun's eyes turned cold. His heart was like a cold blade. His eyes filled with killing intent as he stared at Wan Qi and was about to make his move. But just at that moment, Dejun moved. Without any hesitation, he immediately changed his direction and rushed out of the big door, taking the chance to escape. Wan Qi stopped his hand and revealed a sinister smile as he stared at Dejun. "You want to leave? It's not that simple." With that said, Wan Qi's figure exploded out, and in that moment, he appeared in front of Dejun and then smashed down with his halberd. Dejun anxiously used his profound spirit qi to block, but the halberd's power was unknown. Upon smashing onto his body, it was as though a mountain had crashed into him, or 10,000 horses trampling on him. Dejun was unable to defend at all, and fell to the ground, his chest cracked. Wan Qi's hand formed a claw, and fiercely pierced into Dejun's head, his 5 fingers piercing out 5 holes, and like a straw, he frantically absorbed the spirits into Zhen's body. Zhen's face contorted. He was in extreme pain. He raised both of his hands and activated his lifetime's worth of techniques, attacking Wan Qi crazily. But Wan Qi's gown seemed to be of a high grade. He did not care about Zhen's attacks at all, and instead used his 5 fingers to absorb the spirits to disrupt Zhen's attacks. Wan Qi was at the peak of the 10th stage Spirit Soul realm, while Zhen had just entered the 9th stage, although there was a difference of 1 stage. But in the realm of the Spirit Star realm, the difference of 1 stage was like heaven and earth. Time passed slowly. Zhen was unable to break Wan Qi. The spirits in his body were frantically absorbed, and gradually, Zhen's skin started to crack and wither. His body became skinny, and in a moment, he became a dried-up corpse like Zhang Hu, completely dead. Lu Jie, who was watching from the side, opened her eyes wide. Her pupils filled with fear. She sat on the ground powerlessly, her entire body trembling, her heart seemingly about to jump out of her throat. Zhen was a 9th stage Spirit Soul realm cultivator. To actually die like that, she was just a 3rd stage Spirit Soul realm cultivator. How could she fight against him? Powerful people truly taste good. Delicious. Delicious. Ha 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 ha. Wan Qi laughed maniacally. He licked his lips, looking as though he wanted to continue. He opened his eyes that were filled with fanaticism and walked towards Qing his hands moving. Next, it's your turn. Beauty. Ha! With that said, he was about to make his move. Wait a minute. Just then, Su Yin spoke out. Do you have anything to say? Wan Qi smiled and asked, as though he was very patient. I just want to ask, what is the plan behind this formation point? What is your profound sky sect trying to do? Su Yin asked with a serious face. And according to what I know, your cultivation technique should be a spirit demon Dao cultivation technique. How did you learn it? Did the profound sky sect people teach you? You have too many questions. Wan Qi laughed. Regretfully, I do not wish to say a single one. I just want to have a good meal now. With that said, Wan Qi moved and scurried toward Qing, but in the instant that he moved, a powerful hand suddenly reached out to grab him by the neck. It was even faster and with even more force. Wan Qi didn't even have time to react before he was grabbed by the hand and lifted into the air. Wan Qi was startled, but the force on his neck made him unable to breathe. His legs flailed in the air. It was extremely uncomfortable. Song Hongchang, who was at the side, was also dumbstruck. Wan Qi, who was extremely powerful in her eyes, was actually lifted up by someone else. Su Yin swung his hand and threw Wan Qi out. His body landed on the ground, creating a huge crater, and the skin on his body started to crack, making him look extremely miserable. You won't be able to eat today. It's better for you to answer my questions obediently. Su Yin said. Who exactly are you? Wan Qi ignored the pain in his body and crawled up to ask. Su Yin. Su Yin. Wan Qi's eyes revealed suspicion, as though he had never heard of that name before. But Song Hongchang and Lu Jie were shocked. Su Yin, you're the Su Yin wanted by the Profound Sky sect? Then this Wu Qing, is Su Qing, Song Hongchang exclaimed. Wan Qi was given the task of guarding the array formation point by the Profound Sky sect and was not allowed to leave, so he did not know much about the outside world. But Song Hongchang was different. She went in and out of the Black Prison Forest and knew a lot of information, so naturally she had heard of Su Yin. So you're the wanted man of the Profound Sky sect, Wan Qi said, but his mind was extremely gloomy, although he did not know the other party's strength. But from the previous move, Wan Qi knew that the other party was extremely powerful, far above him. I need to think of a way to solve this, Wan Qi thought. But in the next second, the other party rushed over again. His 2 hands were like pincers, directly grabbing onto Wan Qi's arms, and then, whoosh! A miserable shriek came out. Both of Wan Qi's arms were ripped off. No matter what, you're still a 10th stage Spirit Soul realm cultivator. Just in case, I will first cripple your arms, Su Yin said. His voice was calm, but his methods were extremely cruel. This move of his completely shocked everyone in the area. Chapter 3:26. Seeing that, Lu Jie was extremely startled. To be able to so easily destroy a peak 10th stage Spirit Soul Realm cultivator. What is Su Yun's cultivation level? Spirit Star Realm? You have a Spirit Star Realm cultivation? She muttered. Su Yun did not say anything. But those words caused Song Hongchong and Wan Qi's faces to change, their hearts to jump. I am completely unable to contend against his strength and speed, and my spirit Qi is completely suppressed by him. I'm not his opponent at all. He is like an insurmountable mountain. Spirit Star Realm. He is definitely a Spirit Star Realm cultivator. Wan Qi clenched his teeth, enduring the pain in his arms. He stared fiercely at Song Hongchong. This idiotic woman, how did she provoke a Spirit Star Realm cultivator? Since you have a Spirit Star Realm cultivation, why didn't you save Big Brother Dejun? Lu Jia looked at Su Yun, her voice filled with resentment. If he was willing to stay and fight against Wan Qi with us, maybe I would have saved him. He has the strength of a 9th stage Spirit Soul Realm cultivator. Although we are not strong enough, we still have some fighting strength, and maybe we can fight for a chance to live. But he ran away without saying a word. He did not care about our lives. Why should I save him? Su Yun said indifferently. Hearing that, Lu Jia was speechless. In truth, ever since they had joined the small group, Su Yun had been secretly paying attention to every single one of them. Although Lu Jia looked old, her thoughts were the purest. Li Fu Zai and Zhang, whose minds were filled with lust, and were also blinded by benefits. If not, they would not have died so quickly. Song Hongchong was the most slick and sly, and was always able to easily deal with everyone, while Dejun was an extremely shrewd person. In his heart, he only sought the treasures, and had a trace of unfathomable vigilance against everyone. If there was someone who would kill the members of the small group after finding the treasures, then that person would definitely be Dejun, because only his strength could do that. Although Su Yun did not know if he would do that. But from the expression he had when Zhang Hu and Li Fuzai died, he was definitely not a good person. Su Yun did not feel the slightest bit of pity towards Dejun's death. Furthermore, he was most concerned about the Profound Sky Sect's plan. Isn't the Profound Sky Sect the reason for wanting Qing? Speak. What is the use of this formation point? What is the Profound Sky Sect's plan? Tell me everything you know. If you tell me the truth, not only will I not kill you, but I will also help you reattach your arm. How about it? Su Yun squatted down and looked at Wan Qi, who was lying on the ground in pain. I can't say it. I'll die if I do. Wan Qi gritted his teeth and growled. I'll die. Are you afraid of the Profound Sky Sect's revenge? Don't worry, I won't tell anyone else. Other than the people here, no one else will know about this. The Profound Sky Sect will not know that you were the one who told me about the plan. Really? If I want to kill you, I only need to move my finger. Do you think you have the ability to fight against a 3rd stage Spirit Star Realm cultivator? Su Yun bellowed. He closed his heavenly scale divine eye, and a dense spirit Qi enveloped Wan Qi. Wan Qi's body instantly trembled. He felt a little out of breath. His spirit was being violently suppressed by his opponent, and a sense of danger rose from within his body. Was this the feeling that the strong gave the weak? Wan Qi's eyes constricted, his face turned white. I'll speak, master. What do you want to know? I'll tell you everything I know. Finally, Wan Qi could no longer endure the pressure from Su Yun and spoke softly. What is the Profound Sky Sect's plan? Su Yun asked. The Profound Sky Sect's plan? Actually, I don't know much about it. Although I am an elite disciple of the Profound Sky Sect, but I have been placed here for a full 50 years. At that time, I only vaguely heard about it from the 32 clan elders who taught me mystical techniques. The plan is actually a forging plan, and is linked to the cultivation of the Lord of the sect. Forging plan? Forging what? What does it have to do with your sect leader? Su Yun asked anxiously. I don't know. Such confidential matters are not something I can know. Wan Qi immediately shook his head. His voice was anxious. That's true. Su Yun's gaze landed on the gigantic array formation in the center of the empty space, and asked again, then regarding this array formation point, you should know about it, right? This is the array formation point of an unprecedentedly gigantic divine array, set up by the Profound Sky Sect and information regarding this array formation is a secret of the Profound Sky sect. Because I participated in the defense of the array formation point, I was fortunate enough to know about it. It is said that this array formation has been created by 2 generations of sect leaders, and the current lord is the 3rd sect leader, and the scale of the array formation is unprecedentedly huge. Unprecedentedly huge? How big is it? It is as big as the Sky Marshall continent is, because it is created based on the Sky Marshall continent, which also means its base is the entire continent. Wan Qi said. What? Su Yun and the rest were shocked. Using the continent as the base to create a large array formation? How is that possible? Qing muttered. How could anyone have heard of such a thing? The Profound Sky sect is not something you can imagine. Some laughable people still think that it is just a sect like the Immortal Sword sect. Wrong, wrong. That is just a facade. The real Profound Sky sect, the Immortal Sword sect, does not even have the qualifications to carry their shoes. This unprecedented super array formation has a total of 980,000 array paths, 13,700 array formation points, over 7,000 array diagrams, and 32 array essences. As for the number and location of the array origin, I do not know. I'm also not clear on the usage of this array formation point. My duty is only to guard this place, and did not participate in creating this array formation point. Wan Qi said. Hearing that, Su Yun's face became gloomy. In truth, he did not know much about the Profound Sky sect. Even the sect leader of the Profound Sky sect in his previous life, Su Yun knew very little about him, and only knew that he killed Qing with one palm and nothing else. But from the Su family's attitude towards the Profound Sky sect, the Profound Sky sect strength was definitely not as what people said. A 10th-stage spirit soul realm cultivator. If placed in a sect like the Immortal Sword sect, he would at least be a clan elder, and you are merely an elite, and were sent to Black Prison Forest to guard such an array formation point. From this, it can be seen that the Profound Sky sect is truly powerful. Su Yun observed the array formation point for a moment, but could not sense any spirit chi, and only felt that it was continuously releasing a strange, profound spirit chi into the air. The profound spirit chi was extremely ordinary, and was simply mixed with energy, and after merging with the air, it would immediately disappear and did not seem to have any strange uses. I broke the sect's rules and was punished by the sect, so I was sent here to guard the array formation point for 70 years. Normally, for such an array formation point, they would have to invite other sect members to guard it, and with my strength, I should at least be stationed at the array formation core. Stationed at the array formation core. If what you said is true, then the other people stationed at the array formation core most likely know of this plan, right? I'm not sure about that, but I know that there are very few people who know of this plan, and I'm afraid that not many of the elites know of it. At the very least, only the deacons and clan elders of the sect would be able to participate. If that's the case, then how did you learn the Great Spirit Assimilation technique? Does the Profound Sky sect still impart such mystical techniques that take human spirits? That's what I obtained by chance, and I did not learn it from the sect. Is that so? Su Yun stood up and nodded his head, a cold intent flashing past his eyes. Seems like I will not be able to obtain any information from you. You said before, if I tell you everything I know, you will not kill me, right? Wan Qi's voice was trembling, and he spoke frantically. No, I can go back on my words. I'm not a gentleman, Su Yun said indifferently. You. Wan Qi opened his mouth, but did not know how to refute. He saw Su Yun unsheathing the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword. He walked towards him step by step, and when he got close, he slashed down. Wan Qi unleashed his last resistance. He spat out a ray of light that struck the sword in Su Yun's hand. The sword tip had yet to reach his head, but in the next second, a few rays of light flew out from the sword's sheath behind Su Yun, and in the blink of an eye, they flew horizontally towards Wan Qi Puchi. Wan Qi's body froze, and then he fell to the ground. His body was split into many pieces, and a large amount of blood flowed out. Seeing that, Lu Jie was startled. While Qing bit her lips, her eyes revealing a complicated look. She looked at Su Yun and gently grabbed onto the corner of her clothes. Young master had changed. He had become cautious and meticulous. He had become vicious and ruthless. What was the reason for him to change so much? Wan Qi must die. If not, he will tell the Profound Sky sect about us barging into this place. And with that, the Profound Sky sect will increase their strength to chase after us. Only by killing him, the Profound Sky sect will not know that we entered this place. I wonder if I have a basic understanding of this plan. Su Yun kept the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword, and then looked at the array formation point, finally stopping at Song Hong Chang, who was lying on the ground. At the moment, Song Hong Chang's face was extremely pale. The spirit chi around her body was extremely weak. Her eyes were lifeless. She looked as though she was on her last breath and was about to leave the world. Su Yun frowned. He immediately walked over and helped her up. Innate spiritual link. Seeing that the clothes around Song Hong Chang's chest was completely dyed red, Su Yun was startled. That's right, it is an innate spiritual link. Song Hong Chang revealed a pale smile. Wan Qi had already forcefully linked with my heart. He was worried that I would betray him. So he placed an imprint on my heart and his heart. Now that he is dead, I will not live for long. I never thought that I would cause your death. Su Yun said. Hee, it doesn't matter. To me, dying is better than living. Song Hong Chang laughed with a pale face. No one could understand the sorrow that flashed past her eyes. Actually, I am not a bad person. I just want to live peacefully, and cultivate profound spirit cultivation is just earn a few more spirit coins. But who can understand us poor children? But if I could choose again, I would rather continue to be a prostitute than to be tempted by Wan Qi and cultivate profound spirit cultivation. Definitely not. As she spoke, Song Hong Chang's hands slowly drooped down. A pitiful person would definitely have a hateful side, and a hateful person would naturally have a pitiful side. Su Yun sighed and placed Song Hong Chang on the ground. Qing, and Lu Jie did not say a word, and quietly watched as Song Hong Chang's eyes slowly closed. Whoosh! Just then, beside Wan Qi's corpse, a badge suddenly blossomed with a blue light. The dazzling light aura shot into the air and started to move. It was the sect badge of the Profound Sky sect. In the next moment, a gigantic light door appeared. A large amount of light-colored coordinates floated around the door, and inside the light door, a few powerful spirit chi shot out. There were actually 3 first-stage spirit, star realm spirit chi. Shit! Su Yun's face changed. He immediately grabbed onto Qing, Er's hand, and shouted to Lu Jie, quickly go. Oh. Lu Jie, who was in a daze, immediately regained her senses. How could she hesitate? She then followed Su Yun and rushed out. Chapter 327. After leaving the so-called treasure trove, the 3 of them hurriedly flew out of the Dragon Forest area. The Profound Sky sect is truly not ordinary. Seems like it will not be easy to deal with them. Su Yun muttered as he ran. Master Su Yun, aren't you at the Spirit Star Realm? Why are you running? Lu Jie asked. Su Yun's identity had been exposed, and his cultivation was high, so the way she addressed him had changed, and she was even more careful with her words, but she was happy to have a relationship with a Spirit Star Realm cultivator. Knowing a strong cultivator was also a method for low cultivation Spirit Intermediate Realm cultivators to protect themselves, since in the future, if someone were to make a move on her, she could at least mention her backing to protect herself. The other party has sent out 3 Spirit Star Realm cultivators. If I do not run, I am afraid that I will be in deep trouble. What? Spirit Star Realm? How? How could this be? It would still make sense if there was only one of them, but how could there be 3 of them? Master Su Yun, are you sure you did not sense wrongly? I also hope that I'm wrong. Su Yun frowned, but that is the truth, but they were not casually sent by the Profound Sky sect. It is obvious that they used the order badge to capture my spirit chi and roughly estimated my strength, then sent the Spirit Star Realm experts to deal with me. To be able to find 3 Spirit Star Realm experts in such a short period of time, it can be seen that the Profound Sky sect strength is far from what other sects can compare to. Chinger said in a low voice. Not only that, What surprised me even more was the spatial coordinates inside the Profound Sky Sect's Disciple badge. It actually automatically activates after the owner dies and captures the surrounding Profound Spirit Chi and uses the coordinates to send it back to the Profound Sky Sect, allowing the Profound Sky Sect's people to roughly know the strength of the person who killed the disciples, and then use the spatial coordinates to create a bridge, allowing the experts of the Profound Sky Sect to directly cross over and arrive here. I've only seen this technique in books, but there are very few records about it. Moreover, the books are only hypotheses, and no one has ever tried it. Looking at the entire continent, I have never heard of any sect having such a technique. It is clear that the Profound Sky Sect's mystical techniques far surpass the other sects. Su Yun's heart tightened. His face became ugly. From the looks of it, Wan Shi was right. Compared to the Profound Sky Sect, the Immortal Sword Sect was truly nothing. Qing. Just then, Su Yun called out, "Young master, what's wrong? My spirit chi is too strong. They can use my spirit chi to easily pinpoint our location. On the contrary, with me attracting their attention, all of you can easily escape. Qing, you leave with Lu Jie first. I will block the Profound Sky Sect's people," Su Yun said softly. "No." Just as Su Yun finished speaking, Qing Er immediately shouted, "Young master, are you trying to lie to me again? I won't fall for it. I will never abandon you and leave by myself." Her face was pale, her fingers were clenched tightly, and her eyes were filled with fear. She was afraid. She was extremely afraid that what happened at Blossom Heart Valley would happen again. "Qing." Su Yun roared hysterically. His eyes were red, staring straight at Qing Er. "You have to know, a battle between Spirit Star Realm cultivators is extremely cruel. If they want to kill you, they only need a thought. You can't stay here. Do you understand? Promise me. Let's go. 10 days later, let's meet in a tea house in Persevering Pine City. Run. Young master, if you stay here, I will have to divert my attention to protect you. Only if you leave, can you truly help me?" Su Yun roared. Qing Er's eyes were filled with tears. She looked at Su Yun with a pair of sorrowful eyes. She bit her lips and finally nodded her head, deciding to leave. Seeing that, Su Yun heaved a sigh of relief. Lu Jie and Qing, who did not hesitate, after making their decision, the two of them turned and left. Seeing that, Su Yun immediately released his profound spirit chi, attracting the pursuers. The speed of the 3 Spirit Star Realm cultivators was ridiculously fast. Su Yun and Qing had only separated for an incense stick worth of time, and the Spirit Chi had already caught up. 2 second-stage Spirit Star Realm cultivators, 1 first-stage Spirit Star Realm cultivator. Although the 3 Spirit Star Realm cultivators could not kill him, but if he was entangled with them, it would still be troublesome. The order badge's coordinates could send the 3 of them over, so it was hard to guarantee that there would not be stronger existences. At that moment, Su Yun did not doubt the fact that the Profound Sky Sect had 3rd-stage Spirit Star Realm cultivators or higher. If even more terrifying people came, he would be in danger. "You look like a new face, but your strength is extremely shocking. Who are you? Why did you kill our Profound Sky Sect's disciples?" An old man dressed in a gray cloak and wielding a cane rushed to Su Yun and asked. Su Yun's eyes congealed. He unsheathed the immortal, mystical scarlet blood sword from his back and looked at the 3 people around him. "I never thought that the Profound Sky Sect would come so quickly. I have truly underestimated your Profound Sky Sect in the past. Since Sire is not willing to reveal your identity, then fine, Sire, come with us. Bring him back to the Profound Sky Sect." The bald middle-aged man on the right signaled to the other 2 with his eyes, then rushed towards Su Yun. "You can't bring me away." Su Yun bellowed. The immortal mystical scarlet blood sword swung. The sword sheath moved restlessly, and a large number of flying swords rushed out, flying towards the 3 of them. Sword concept covered the entire sky. The flying swords flew everywhere. The surroundings were filled with the images of the swords. "These flying swords, you're Su Yun?" The bald man was startled. He retreated and said, "I can't hide it anymore. Su Yun initially did not want to reveal his identity, but at the moment, if he did not use the limitless sword arts, he was not their match. I never thought that Su Yun would actually appear here. If you are here, then Su Qing will definitely be here as well. Su Yun, if you hand Su Qing over, I can still let you go. If not, the profound sky sect will personally destroy you. The man in the gray cloak said, I'll hand you over. Su Yun was enraged, his eyes releasing black smoke. He immediately raised his sword and rushed forward. Su Qing was his weakness. No matter what, no one could touch her. If not, he would be enraged. A large amount of evil qi erupted. Su Yun activated the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword and brandished the 1,000 swords, transforming into a storm that struck forward. Every sword releasing terrifying evil spirits, attacking the gray-cloaked man in a frenzy. The gray-cloaked man's face congealed. He immediately took out his treasure, a single-handed blade. He raised the blade. The blade's edge released a whirlpool of chi blades that enveloped the blade. But when the evil spirits attacked, their attacks overflowed into the sky. The chi blades trembled frantically, and cracks started to appear in many places, as though they were about to be torn apart. I have heard of the matters in Qing Creek, but I never thought that Su Yun would actually enter the evil realm. But even so, you are unable to fight against our profound sky sect. Just obediently give up and go. The gray-cloaked man said indifferently. Fuck you. Su Yun thrusted his sword. The evil chi on the sword body wreaked havoc. The raging sword concept instantly shattered the chi blades and struck towards the gray-cloaked man's heart. So powerful. The gray-cloaked man was secretly surprised. He did not dare to fight with Su Yun and immediately retreated with his blade. Just as he was retreating, another lady with short hair rushed over. She held onto 2 daggers. The daggers were as fast as lightning, attacking in a crafty manner. And when she got close to Su Yun, the daggers transformed into 2 venomous snake mouths. But just at that moment, a pitch-black evil spirit suddenly appeared behind Su Yun and directly grabbed onto the 2 daggers. What? The short-hair lady was secretly surprised. It's evil arts. He is proficient in the evil realm's evil arts, and evil arts are known for being sinister and strange. Be careful, the bald man shouted and rushed over to help. A large number of flying swords flew over, obstructing the bald man. 1 man, 1,000 swords, 1 spirit to be able to kill 3 people at the same time and not be at a disadvantage. The 3 experts from the profound sky sect were secretly surprised. This person, why is he completely different from the information? When did he become so strong? The bald man thought. Don't worry, we just need to hold him back and wait for Master Jashazi to arrive. Master Jashazi is more than enough to deal with him. The gray-cloaked man bellowed. Evil sword suppression. Suddenly, Su Yun bellowed. The evil spirit and 1,000 swords behind him were all withdrawn and rushed towards the gray-cloaked man. The evil sword chi that was like a flood and ferocious beast burst forth, like a bullet shot out from a gun, striking towards the man. Master Shi too, be careful. Seeing that, the other 2 were extremely shocked. The gray-cloaked man's eyes tensed up. He wanted to dodge, but Su Yun's killing technique was too sudden, too ferocious, and he was unable to escape from his attack range. Helpless, the gray-cloaked man could only release an earth chi wall to block. Bang! The ferocious attacks continued. The earth chi wall did not even last for 5 seconds, before it was directly torn apart by the evil chi, and a large number of flying swords pierced into the gray-cloaked man's flesh. The gray-cloaked man could not hold on any longer and immediately fell to the ground, his entire body filled with sword wounds. If not for the fact that he was a second-stage spirit soul cultivator with a dense life force and powerful profound spirit chi, he would have long lost his life. But at that moment, he was just a step away from death. Su Yun stepped on his chest, holding onto the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword. He was about to pierce his heart. Master Shi too. The 2 men behind rushed forward frantically, but they could not catch up at all. Suddenly, a lazy laughter came out from the depths of the forest. 3 of you try to catch one, but one of you was killed instead. I say, the 3 of you, can you bring honor to our sect?" Hearing that, the 2 of them immediately stopped in their tracks. The 2 of them listened for a while, then revealed joyous expressions. "It's Master Jashazi, you're finally here?" "Jashazi?" Su Yun frowned. Ignoring the voice, he immediately took action. But in the next second, the voice came out again. "Hey, Su Yun, I advise you not to make a move. If he's in your hands, you can still use him to threaten me. And protect your own life. If you kill him, then you will not have any bargaining chips at all." As the voice fell, a young man wearing a purple Blade Master outfit with a purple sword on his back landed in front of the 2 of them. The man was very handsome, with a pair of beautiful purple eyes. He had a slender figure and a head of long hair that almost reached his waist. His eyes were long and narrow, giving off the feeling that he would never wake up. Su Yun's heart secretly tensed up. The man's chi was actually much thicker than his, and his cultivation was hard to grasp, although he was not clear, but he knew that his strength was definitely above his own. "You're right." Su Yun nodded his head. "With your strength, adding the 2 of them, I'm afraid I will not be able to escape from Black Prison Forest. Seems like I need a bargaining chip." With that, he placed the sword on Shi Tu's neck, as though he could pierce through him at any time. Truly an intelligent man. Jashazi laughed, but was not moved by Su Yun's actions, and spoke lazily. "All right, Su Yun, bring Shi Tu out of Black Prison Forest. We will not chase after you. I just hope that when you leave Black Prison Forest, you will let this useless trash go. As long as he is fine, I can return to the Profound Sky sect to report, since the failure of the mission is on them. Quickly go." Huh. Chapter 328. In front of the quiet and spacious plaza, a few figures walked over quickly, and when they got close, they all knelt down and paid their respects to the man with his back facing them. Other than the young man dressed in purple Blade Master clothes at the front, all of their faces were filled with respect and sincerity. "I've heard." The man at the front spoke with a dignified and solemn voice. The person who appeared in Black Prison Forest and attacked the array formation point was Su Yun, right? "You are always more informed than us, great lord." The purple Blade Master clothed young man, Jashazi, laughed and said, "Why didn't you bring him back?" "About that, you might have to ask Shi Tu Cultivator." Jashazi scratched the back of his head. "What? 4 Spirit Star Realm cultivators could not hold back 1 Spirit Star Realm cultivator? Shi Tu? What exactly is going on? Quickly tell me." The man's voice started to become gloomy. Shi Tu opened his eyes wide and looked at Jashazi in shock. Jashazi winked at him and laughed softly. "Shi Tu, I saved your life. If not for me, you would have died under Su Yun's sword." Shi Tu swallowed his saliva, his eyes trembling. He crawled forward and knocked his head on the ground, then said, "Reporting to Lord, the failure of this mission is entirely due to this subordinate's incompetence. Su Yun is currently a 3rd stage Spirit Star Realm cultivator, although we have more people. But our strength is not comparable to Su Yun. The 3 of us fought with him for a while, and this subordinate was captured. When Master Jashazi rushed over, Su Yun used this subordinate as a hostage to threaten Master Jashazi. In order to save this subordinate, Master Jashazi had no choice but to let Su Yun leave. The failure of this mission is all on this subordinate. Please punish me, Lord." The slightly trembling voice floated in the air. After a moment, the place regained its silence. "Jashazi, you did wrong." The Lord spoke. His voice was deep and resounding. He did not directly scold Shi Tu or punish him, but spoke to the young man dressed in purple Blade Master clothes. Jashazi immediately knelt down on one knee, with a pious look. "Please enlighten me, Lord. Such trash. Why did you save him? Why not let him be killed by Su Yun? Then capture Su Yun. Wouldn't that save a lot of trouble? If Su Yun is captured, Qing will definitely not be able to escape. If Qing is captured, our Profound Sky sect will save a lot of effort. Jashazi, you have truly disappointed me." Hearing that, Jashazi's face changed, as though he understood the meaning behind the Lord's words. "All right, He Bin, Long Zhuang Shan, the 2 of you can leave first." Jasha Z, she too, the two of you stay. The Venerable said calmly. Yes, Venerable One, we will take our leave. The two of them got up, cupped their fists, and slowly retreated. Jasha Z frowned and stared at the Lord above. Why do you look so unhappy? Jasha Z. Although the Venerable One did not turn around, he could clearly see every movement and expression of the people behind him. This subordinate does not dare. Jasha Z retracted his frivolous attitude and said softly, Since you don't dare, why don't you just capture Suyin? That way, she too will die. Jasha Z said softly. She too's body was already trembling violently. He had also noticed the Venerable One's attitude. But at this point, who could save him? You think Suyin can kill him? Although I have only met Suyin once, I could see his heart from his eyes. He was protecting. He definitely had something that he had to protect and could not give up. Maybe it was some other existence. Maybe it was Su Qing. But regardless of what he was protecting, it was not important because at that time, Suyin had gone mad, although he did not show it, but I saw it. A third-stage Spirit Star Realm cultivator who had gone mad. Even I found it difficult to deal with. It was impossible for she too to survive against him. Other than letting him leave, I have no other way to save She Tuesday. I did not say, I want She Tu to live. I want Su Yun. The Venerable One raised his hand, and She Tu, who was kneeling on the ground, suddenly floated up. Venerable One, spare me, Venerable One. Venerable One, don't kill me, Venerable One. She Tu screamed, but it was useless. Venerable One, stop. Jasha Z's eyes widened. He shouted loudly, but it was useless. He immediately rushed forward, wanting to release She Tu, but although his strength was astonishing, compared to the Venerable One, he was insignificant. Poochie! She Tu's body exploded in the air. His body split into many pieces, blood splattering everywhere. Plop, 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 plop. She Tu's ice-cold body fell to the ground, dyeing the pure, white stone floor red. Jasha Z's eyes widened, his expression of shock. The surroundings regained its silence, other than the rapid breathing of the people. Jasha Z looked at She Tu's body in a daze, his fists clenched tightly. Jasha Z, from today onwards, you should understand, right? The current Profound Sky sect will not rest until they reach their goal. 1 or 2 people dying is nothing. The most important thing is that you have to complete the mission given to you, and you have to do it at all costs and not do it half-heartedly. Is that so? Jasha Z walked over expressionlessly. He took out a piece of pure white cloth from his storage ring and pieced She Tu's body back together, then used the cloth to wrap it up. From the start, I was against your so-called plan and refused to use fresh human bodies to carry out the blood refinement. Like that. What difference is there between the Profound Sky sect and the so-called demons and demons? But time and time again, all of you want me to do such evil things for you. In truth, I have had enough of it. He lowered his head and said softly, You plan to betray me? The Lord looked to the side, his eyes revealing a pair of red pupils. I don't have such thoughts. I was ultimately raised by the Profound Sky sect. It's good that you think that way. But you have changed, Lord. You are no longer the Lord I knew in the past. Jasha Z wrapped She Tu's body up properly. Then without turning back, he left. After leaving Black Prison Forest, Su Yun exchanged for a purple-horned beast and rushed towards Persevering Pine City at the east side of Black Prison Forest. Since he had already discussed it with Qing, then she would definitely be waiting for him at the tea house in Persevering Pine City. Su Yun did not stop at all. He sped the entire way without stopping. With the purple-horned beast's speed, in less than half a day, he entered the small Persevering Pine City. Persevering Pine City was not a famous big city, and there were no outstanding places around it. The only reason for its existence was because it needed a place for people to rest. There were not many people in the city. Su Yun took out his cape and wore it. Pulling the hood down, he led the purple-horned beast towards the tea house. But before he could even enter the tea house, a strange spirit chi rippled out from the small city gate. It was hard to differentiate the strength of the spirit chi. If the other party was not wearing a treasure, then it meant that the other party was many times stronger than him. Who can have such spirit chi? Su Yun frowned, his mind tensing up. Could it be someone from the profound sky sect? Su Yun anxiously retracted his spirit chi, with the protection of the heavenly scale divine eye. As long as the other party did not intentionally check, they would not discover his existence. He lowered his head and quickened his pace towards the tea house. At the entrance, he handed the purple-horned beast to the waiter and went in alone. Young master. Just as Su Yun entered the tea house, a young lady with red eyes and a veil leapt into Su Yun's embrace. Looking at this person, it was Qing Er. I'm dressed like this, you can still recognize me? Su Yun was secretly surprised. I recognize you. Young master, how can I not recognize you? Qing Er grabbed onto Su Yun's sleeves tightly and cried tears of joy. Su Yun was startled for a moment, then revealed a faint smile. Qing Er, this is a tea house. There are eyes everywhere. Let's sit down and talk. Yes. Qing Er wiped the tears from her eyes and smiled as she nodded her head. Qing Er brought Su Yun to a seat near the window on the second floor, where Lu Jie was seated, waiting for the two of them. When Su Yun came over, Lu Jie immediately stood up and bowed to Su Yun seriously. Greetings, master. Lu Jie, I'm not a master. Just call me Su Yun. Don't treat me like an outsider. Sit. Su Yun said. Master Su Yun, you're a spirit star realm cultivator. No matter where you are, you'll be able to stand shoulder to shoulder with the sect leader. Don't be humble. Lu Jie said seriously. As long as she was able to form a relationship with Su Yun, regardless of whether it was in the sect or the family, Lu Jie's position would rise. To be able to form a relationship with a spirit star realm cultivator, how many spirit cultivators dreamed of it? How could Su Yun not know Lu Jie's thoughts? But he could understand, so he did not say anything. Qing Er was taken aback by Su Yun's quick departure from Black Prison Forest and immediately questioned Su Yun about the cause and effect. Su Yun did not hide anything and spoke the truth. When they found out that Jia Shazi did not have any plans to capture them, the two ladies were shocked. Just as Su Yun, Qing Er, and Lu Jie were chatting passionately, the strange spirit chi floated out again, spreading throughout the entire tea house. This spirit chi again? Su Yun's heart tensed up. He turned to look, only to see a few figures walking up the stairs. A few ladies dressed in red and white robes. All of them had vermilion lips, snow-white skin, graceful figures, regardless of whether they had long hair or short hair. All of them were extremely beautiful. When they walked up, everyone in the tea house was attracted to them. They looked like fairies. Qing Er looked at the ladies and could not help but sigh. Fairies. Su Yun looked over and saw that the 5 ladies had found a table to sit down, but after they sat down, they did not ask for tea, but instead looked around anxiously, especially a young lady with twin ponytails. Her pair of sapphire-like eyes looked at Su Yun cautiously. What are they guarding against? Su Yun was startled. Of course, they were not from the profound sky sect. Wait a minute. Su Yun suddenly caught on to something and anxiously looked at the ladies' hands. On their right little fingers, they were all wearing an exquisite ribbon-like ring. The ring was extremely white, and it matched their slender, snow-white fingers very well. The rings were naturally fastened on their fingers, and there was not the slightest sense of incongruity. Seeing the ring, Su Yun's eyes immediately widened, a look of surprise flashing past his eyes. Young master, what's wrong? Qing Er asked softly. Nothing. Su Yun retracted his gaze and anxiously replied, but his mind was starting to let his imagination run wild. Chapter 329. Divine Cloud, Immortal Palace. An extremely mysterious yet unprecedentedly powerful sect. It was very low-key in the Sky Martial Continent, and only appeared in the ancient records of various sections. It was said that the disciples of the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace would never participate in the activities of the Sky Martial Continent, regardless of whether it was the Mountain River List or the Meeting of Heroes. And the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace rarely revealed the strength of their disciples in front of others. Because of the lack of information, the Qing people did not know how to rank them. Thus, it was hard for people to estimate the strength of the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace. However, the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace was extremely mysterious in front of others. No one knew of its origins, But Su Yin was different. He had a deep understanding of the divine cloud immortal palace. However, this was not information about this mysterious sect from the people of the Sky Martial Continent, but from the mouth of the people of the Demon Continent. The cause was very simple. A reckless demon cultivator massacred a disciple of the divine cloud immortal palace who was injured and accidentally stranded in the Demon Continent. It was said that on the third day after the disciple's death, the demon cultivator's clan received a notice from the divine cloud immortal palace. The divine cloud immortal palace did not beat around the bush and only made a simple request. The demon race's patriarch must bring the demon race's head to the divine cloud immortal palace within 3 days to apologize. The people of the divine cloud immortal palace were different from the rest of the sky martial realm. The demons and evil people were the same in their eyes. However, as soon as this notice was issued, it immediately became the laughingstock of this race. It even spread to other demon races and even factions, but no one took it seriously. 3 days later, the people from the divine cloud immortal palace arrived. Su Yun, who was still in the devil sect, did not know what had happened, but the news he received told him that in less than an hour, the 10,000-strong devil cultivator clan had been completely annihilated. Whether it was the strong devil cultivator or the young devil cultivator, not a single one was left. They were all killed. Countless demons were shocked. It was also from that day onwards that all the demon clans and factions came up with a rule: do not provoke the people of the divine cloud immortal palace. It's that kind of unique ring, there's no mistaking it. Su Yin thought, his eyes constantly sweeping across everyone's fingers. Suddenly, a strange feeling flashed past his eyes. It was the young woman with the twin ponytails. One of her hands was placed on the table, while the other hand was secretly placed on her abdomen, quietly activating her profound spirit chi, continuously moving towards her abdomen. Was she hurt? Su Yun was stunned. If the lady did not have any treasures to conceal her cultivation, then her cultivation would definitely be at the first or second stage of the spirit star realm. What kind of person could harm such an existence? Moreover, they dared to provoke the people of the divine cloud immortal palace? Su Yun thought to himself, Master Su Yun, Master Su Yun? At this moment, Lu Jie called out in a low voice. Su Yun was startled for a moment, then regained his senses and looked at Lu Jie strangely. Lu Jie had already stood up and cupped her fist towards Su Yun. Master Su Yun, Lu Jie has already been delayed in the Black Prison Forest for a few months. Now that I have matters to attend to, it is inconvenient for me to accompany you. If there is a chance in the future, I hope that Master Su Yun can visit our Lu family village. Our Lu family village will definitely look forward to your arrival and welcome you. I wish to go too, but if I do, I will only bring you trouble. How can that be? Lu Jie laughed, then cupped her fists again. Farewell. I won't send you off. With that, Lu Jie left alone. Looking at Lu Jie's leaving figure, Su Yun laughed bitterly. She did not receive any news from Qin Chuan. If not, she would not have said that. If they were to be related to the evil realm beings, would the Lu family village still be able to stand in the sky martial continent? Su Yun also believed that very soon, Lu Jie would not wish for him to return to the Lu family village. Whoosh! Just then, the ladies dressed in red and white robes all stood up and rushed down the stairs. In a moment, they left the tea house and hurriedly left Persevering Pine City. Seeing that, Su Yun immediately placed a few spirit coins on the table and spoke to Qing. Qing, quickly follow me. Ah, young master, where are we going? Just come. With that, Su Yun ran down the tea house. Qing was confused, but she still followed him. After leaving Persevering Pine City, the ladies in red and white robes all activated their spirit chi and quickly left the city. Their expressions were extremely ugly, as though they were hiding from something. They increased their speed to the maximum. Just at that moment, a sinister chi floated over, coming from the direction of Persevering Pine City. The chi was extremely strong, and from his initial judgment, he was at least a third-stage Spirit Star Realm cultivator. Since when were third-stage Spirit Star Realm experts so common? In less than a month's time, I've already met with 5 Spirit Star Realm experts. Su Yun swallowed his saliva. He pulled Qing and hid at the side, concealing his spirit chi, and carefully tailed them. Before the ladies could escape far from persevering Pine City, they were caught by the masters of the spirit chi. There were a total of 7 of them, although most of them were Spirit Soul Realm cultivators, but the leader was a 3rd-stage Spirit Star Realm cultivator. It was a white-haired old man. He held onto a golden snake cane. His figure was skinny, his gaze was sinister, and he was dressed in a golden robe with snake patterns, looking extremely extraordinary. The Lord of Gold Snake Castle? Su Yun glanced at the snake cane and was secretly startled. No wonder he is a 3rd-stage Spirit Star Realm cultivator. Although the Gold Snake Castle is not a big powerhouse, but the Lord of the Castle still has some weight. The ladies in red and white robes gathered together, back to back. They brandished their weapons and looked around cautiously. What was surprising was that the weapons they used were not blades, swords, spears, or rods, but beautiful and dazzling colored damask. So beautiful! Qing looked at the colored damask in a daze. Her tender lips could not help but let out a sigh. You bunch of demon girls. After killing my son, you actually want to run? Humph! If you do not pay for my son's life today, don't even think of leaving. The Lord of Gold Snake Castle held onto his snake cane and shouted at the ladies with a sinister and fierce voice. Your son is a tyrant. He killed innocent people, and for the sake of seizing the wife of the Zhang family, he killed all 18 members of the Zhang family. Why don't we kill such scum? You're not a good person either. Your son is committing all sorts of atrocities outside. You definitely know about it, but you turn a blind eye to it and let him do as he pleases. Your son killed so many people, you cannot escape the blame. Just then, the lady with twin ponytails had a stern expression. Her face was filled with indignation as she shouted at the Lord of Gold Snake Castle. That's right. This time, your son actually dared to target our senior sister. How can we let him off? The junior sister by the side added in indignation. You! The Lord of Gold Snake Castle's face changed. The hand that was holding onto the snake cane trembled. You dare to teach this old man a lesson? Good, good, good. You brats who are still wet behind the ears. Are you truly tired of living today? Forget it. This old man will take care of all of you and pay for my son's life. You dare? We are from the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace. Master is about to arrive. If you touch me, Master will definitely teach your Gold Snake Castle a lesson. What Divine Cloud Immortal Palace? This old man has never heard of it. This old man only knows that all of you will pay for my son's life. Humph, look at how pretty you all are. I will send all of you to the next world. Remember to go and serve my son well. With that, the Lord of Gold Snake Castle raised his snake cane and pointed at the ladies in red robes and roared, Kill! Don't leave a single one alive. Kill! The group of people immediately rushed forward. Protect senior sister. The female disciples of the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace waved their colorful damask, unleashing dazzling mystical techniques one after another, attacking in all directions. The colorful damask was extremely mystical. At times it would release wind, at times fire, at times ice, and at times lightning, causing everyone to be dazzled and unable to take it all in. But the group of people that the Lord of Gold Snake Castle had brought were obviously experts of the Gold Snake Castle, and even when facing the disciples of the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace, they were not at a disadvantage. Humph! Just then, the Lord of Gold Snake Castle made his move. He leaped up and directly rushed towards the lady with twin ponytails, with one hand holding onto the snake cane. He struck the lady's head. Damn it! Your Gold Snake Castle is filled with nothing good. Then I will act on behalf of the heavens and exterminate all of you. The lady with twin ponytails dodged, and then with a flick of her rainbow, a large amount of mist surged out. Her entire being was like a dream, like a fairy. Little girl, you have such big words. The Lord of Gold Snake Castle's expression darkened and immediately retreated. The mist was extremely dense, and it was extremely difficult to find traces of the opponent, but he was not afraid. He struck the golden snake cane on the ground, and the golden snake on the cane suddenly moved on its own, flying up into the sky. transforming into a huge snake and directly rushed into the mist. Whoosh! In a moment, the golden light pierced through the mist, and a large amount of profound spirit chi crackled, only to hear a painful scream coming out from the mist. Following that, the mist dissipated, and the lady with twin ponytails fell to the ground. Blood seeped out from the corner of her mouth, looking extremely miserable. The rainbow damask in her hand was actually entangled by the golden snake and was broken into pieces. Without a treasure, many mystical techniques could not be activated, and to a spirit cultivator, her fighting strength would be greatly reduced. Senior sister, seeing that, the other female disciples of the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace shouted out anxiously. A few of them were distracted and were struck down by the opponent. The situation was not good, but to Su Yun, who was hiding in the shadows, it was an extremely good opportunity. Qing, do you want to join the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace? He turned his head and said to Qing. No. Without any hesitation, Qing immediately shook her head and rejected. Su Yun. He understood why Qing rejected him so straightforwardly. But it was an extremely rare opportunity, and if he missed it, it would never come again. Su Yun took a deep breath, turned and looked at Qing seriously. Qing, do you know? Before I found the array formation point in Black Prison Forest, I actually had the thought of bringing you away to live in seclusion. But in the current situation, it is very difficult. Why do you say that? Because the Profound Sky Sect is much stronger than I thought. Su Yun laughed bitterly. Just like this time, the people chasing after me were all Spirit Star Realm cultivators. Do you know what a Spirit Star Realm cultivator means? Any random Spirit Star Realm cultivator can become the master of a powerhouse. And even in a region, they are the overlords of a region and are revered by tens of thousands of people. But in the Profound Sky Sect, they're just ordinary people. Isn't that strong? Furthermore, that plan that covers the entire continent is not something we can imagine. So, Qing, if we want to live well, we need to resolve the threat of the Profound Sky Sect. But from the looks of it, we cannot topple the Profound Sky Sect. So there's only one way, and that is to find a super sect that is stronger than the Profound Sky Sect and use it as our backing. A super sect that is stronger than the Profound Sky Sect. Qing eyes widened a few times, her mouth opened wide. There is such a sect in the Sky Martial Continent. There is. The Sky Martial Continent is so big. There are many hidden dragons and crouching tigers. Our vision is too small, and there are many things that we do not know. The Divine Cloud Immortal Palace in front of us is a super sect that is not weaker than the Profound Sky Sect. So, Qing, I want you to join the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace. Once you become a disciple of the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace, the Profound Sky Sect will not dare to do anything to you. As long as you are fine, I will be fine. Su Yun said seriously. Young master, you not joining? I heard that the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace only accepts female disciples. Qing, eyes drooped. Her expression became gloomy. Must it be like this? Don't tell me we have to separate again. Qing, there is no other way. Su Yun laughed bitterly. Since I still need to find the Sacred Sky Mountain and revive the Sword Elder, we are temporarily unable to hide, and with our current strength, it is difficult to fight against the Profound Sky Sect. If the few existences in Black Prison Forest appear again, the chances of us escaping is close to zero. Qing bit her lips and did not say a word. But just then, Qing suddenly thought of something. She raised her head and asked Su Yun, Young master, is this Divine Cloud Immortal Palace really that powerful? Very powerful. Su Yun nodded his head seriously. Maybe they have existences that surpass the Spirit Star Realm. What? Qing was stunned. She quickly regained her senses and said softly, Young master, if we have powerful strength, maybe we don't need to hide here and there, right? Maybe there won't be so many people to restrict us, right? What? Qing. Voice was too soft, and Su Yun did not hear her clearly. Nothing. Qing's disappointment was swept away, and she smiled. Young master, if it's your orders, then Qing will do as you say. I am willing to join the divine cloud immortal palace. Just that. How can I join such a sect so easily? You don't have to worry about that. Su Yun heaved a sigh of relief and laughed. Isn't there a chance in front of us? Chapter 330. The people of the divine cloud immortal palace normally didn't interact with people of the world. They were high and mighty like immortals. Of course, this didn't mean that they were like immortals. It was just that they didn't differentiate between humans, demons, or demons. However, what made people pay attention to the most was that the people of the divine cloud immortal palace were very clear about gratitude and grudges. They would definitely repay kindness and grudges, and it was their habit to protect their own. Su Yun stared at the opportunity. Without hesitation, he rushed forward and unleashed the limitless sword arts. The immortal mystical scarlet blood sword was like a venomous snake, striking straight at the Gold Snake Castle Lord. The Gold Snake Castle Lord was secretly shocked. He immediately dodged, but the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword speed was too fast. He had no choice but to retract his gold snake rod and block it. Clang! A crisp sound rang out, and the tyrannical power forced the Gold Snake Castle Lord to retreat. However, a blood red appeared on the Gold Snake Castle Lord's staff. Golden Snake Castle Master retreated tens of steps before stabilizing his body. He raised his sunken old eyes and shouted angrily, "Who is it? Limitless Sword Lord!" Su Yun shouted. The blood red released an intense red light, causing the sword sheath behind Su Yun to tremble in that moment. The ferocious 1,000 swords rushed forward like a flood, one after another, the power stacking up like a mountain. At the start, the Gold Snake Castle Lord was still able to hold on, but there were too many swords, causing the Gold Snake King to tremble, and, in the end, it was sent flying by the swords, causing the Gold Snake Castle Lord to be surrounded by the swords. The swords dancing in the sky had already announced the identity of the newcomer. Limitless Sword Lord? Golden Snake Castle Lord's expression changed drastically as he looked at the person who was walking over. This person wore a pitch-black cloak and had a pale complexion. On his back was a black sword and a sword sheath, and in his hand was a slender blood-red sword. His aura was sharp and abnormally thick. Not good. Fort Master, it's the Limitless Sword Lord, the one who defeated the Spirit Demon Emperor. The subordinates at the side immediately exclaimed in shock. Defeated the Spirit Demon Emperor? Good heavens! What kind of strength does Venerable Sword have? Why is he here? And he would even attack us? Our Gold Snake Castle has never interacted with Limitless Sword Lord before. I'm not sure. Don't act rashly. The Gold Snake Castle Lord said. He kept his gold snake rod and looked coldly at Su Yun, who was walking over, and asked loudly, "Are you truly Limitless Sword Lord? Do you want to prove it with my sword technique?" Su Yun said indifferently, and then casually waved the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword. The 1,000 swords hovering in the air were about to move. "Stop, Sword Venerable!" Golden Snake Castle Master hurriedly shouted. He could sense that Su Yun's cultivation was at least at the 3rd stage of the Spirit Star Realm, although he was not afraid of 3rd-stage cultivators. But he had heard of Su Yun's methods to be able to defeat the Spirit Demon Emperor. How could he be an ordinary person? The Spirit Demon Emperor was definitely not a 3rd-stage Spirit Star Realm cultivator. It should be at least level 5 or above. What else do you have to say? Sword Exalt, my Gold Snake Fort has always minded our own business. Why did you attack us? Humph. The people of your Gold Snake Fort have always been unjust and have committed all sorts of crimes. You often bully men and women and prey on the commoners. Such evil people, how can the gods and humans kill you? This time, you actually dared to do such a thing to these fairies. How can I just stand by and watch? All of you evil people, if the heavens do not accept you, then I will. Su Yun said righteously and indignantly. Hearing that, the Gold Snake Castle Master's face changed. He was filled with rage, but could not vent it out. In such a short period of time, he had become the evil person, and Su Yun had become the embodiment of justice. How could he tolerate that? Limitless Sword Lord, don't think that just because you defeated the Spirit Demon Emperor, this Castle Master will be afraid of you. This time, It is completely a personal grudge between my gold snake castle and these people. If you know what's good for you, leave quickly. If you are forced into a corner, my gold snake castle will just fight with you." The gold snake castle master said coldly. "Have fight?" Su Yun's eyes turned cold. He suddenly moved his finger, causing the flying swords around him to release a large number of evil spirits, and directly flew towards the gold snake castle people. The Gold Snake Castle people were caught off guard and were directly struck by the evil spirits. The treasures in their hands were torn apart, and they were all sent flying. One by one, they flew out over 10 meters, and when they landed, they immediately fainted. The Gold Snake Castle Master immediately became alone. All of the experts of the Gold Snake Castle had fought with the disciples of the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace for a few rounds, and their strength had been greatly reduced. Facing Su Yun, who was a notorious person, their morale had dropped, and their hearts were already cold. Although they had the strength to fight, how could they dare to fight against him? In just a few moves, they were defeated. Furthermore, Su Yun was using evil arts. Even the Gold Snake Castle Master could not help but be afraid. "Why you?" The Gold Snake Castle Master's voice trembled, and he was speechless for a long time. A wise man did not fight when the odds were against him, and did not fight anymore. Clenching his teeth, he turned and transformed into a golden light to escape. If a Spirit Star Realm cultivator wanted to escape, even Su Yun would find it hard to chase after him, and could only watch him leave. But Su Yun did not have the intention to chase after him. After the Gold Snake Castle Master left, Su Yun immediately walked over, and with a look of concern, he asked, "Ladies, are you all right?" The few female disciples of the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace regained their senses and said that they were fine. "It's good that everyone is fine." Su Yun heaved a sigh of relief. He looked at everyone, then turned to look at the young lady with twin ponytails and said lightly, "Young lady, are you injured? I have some medicine here, if you don't mind. Please take it. I believe it will alleviate your pain." With that, Su Yun took out a palm-sized blue and white porcelain bottle from a storage ring and handed it over. Seeing that, the young lady with twin ponytails was stunned for a moment. Her delicate white face flushed red. She lowered her head and said, "Thank you." But she did not take it. Su Yun laughed. He was slightly embarrassed. He seemed to have sensed her misgivings and opened the bottle, releasing an intoxicating fragrance. "Everyone, do not worry. This is the clear, dew-congealing heart pill. It is not poisonous. I do not have any intentions of harming anyone." With that said, a few pairs of eyes looked over. "It's really the clear, dew-congealing heart pill. I heard that this pill requires a lot of spirit coins, and in our immortal palace, it requires a lot of contribution points to exchange for rewards. Senior sister, you were ambushed by the Gold Snake Castle Master's son, and your injuries are severe. If you eat this pill, it will definitely have a good effect on your injuries. Quickly take it." "That's right. Since this great hero is willing to save us, he definitely does not have any bad intentions. If he had bad intentions, he could have just taken action. Why must he use such methods?" "Senior sister, he is the Sword Lord. You should have heard of him, right?" A few of the female disciples of the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace discussed softly. Although their voices were not loud, Su Yun heard every single word they said. The double ponytailed lady hesitated for a moment, but in the end, she nodded her head and took the pill and said softly, "Thank you, Sword Lord. You're too polite." Su Yun laughed. "I never thought that I would actually meet Sword Lord here. Are you really Limitless Sword Lord? I heard that you're an evil realm being. But we don't care if you are an evil realm being, as long as your heart is kind. It doesn't matter if you are human or evil. Sword Lord, did you really win against the Spirit Demon Emperor? How strong are you? Sword Lord, why did you save us?" All of the female disciples of the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace seemed to be extremely interested in Su Yun, and after chatting for a while, the group of girls became familiar with Su Yun and surrounded him and started to ask him questions, causing Su Yun to be overwhelmed. Just then, Su Qing walked over, and everyone turned to look at Su Yun. Dressed in a green robe with a jade belt, black hair, and a beautiful face, a pair of gem-like eyes. Her lips were like flower petals, and her skin was as white as snow. When she landed, it caused the entire world to lose its color. So beautiful! All of the disciples of the divine cloud immortal palace could not help but sigh. She did not wear any makeup, yet she gave off such a breathtaking feeling. If you're a really limitless sword lord, then this must be Miss Su Qing, right? Just then, a lady with short hair and long bangs beside the twin ponytails asked, "Yes, I am young master's servant. Sisters, you are too polite." Su Qing smiled and gracefully bowed. Her words and actions were just right, and it was pleasing to the eyes. Little Sister Qing is so beautiful. The lady with bangs could not help but exclaim. Sister must be joking. Su Qing said gently. She understood Su Yun's intentions and knew that Su Yun was planning to use these people to let her join the divine cloud immortal palace. So her mouth was smeared with honey and kept on praising the ladies, praising them to the skies, causing them to be unable to close their mouths, and all of them liked Su Qing even more, and after interacting with her for a short while, they had already started calling her sister. Seeing that Su Qing had easily settled the other disciples, Su Yun's gaze turned to the lady with the twin ponytails. All of them called her senior sister and reckoned that she was the most important. The lady with the twin ponytails swallowed the pill and circulated her chi a few times. Her originally pale, white face had traces of redness. The light in her eyes became even more resplendent, and her complexion had recovered by more than half. "Are you all right?" Su Yun asked with concern. The clear dew-congealing heart pill truly lives up to its name. The lady with the twin ponytails revealed a look of joy and bowed to Su Yun. Chu Yuqian will never forget the kindness of a cultivator who saved my life. Miss Chu is too polite. The people of the Gold Snake Castle are so vicious and cannot be tolerated by the heavens, especially his son. He is unpardonable and has angered both humans and gods. I have long been unable to tolerate it, and now they actually dare to make a move on you fairies. How can I endure it?" Su Yun said without any shame. Hearing that, Chu Yuqian's face turned red. She was embarrassed and did not dare to continue on the topic, and immediately changed the topic. "Are you limitless? Speaking of which, although we do not pay much attention to the matters of the Sky Martial Continent, but your matter has already spread to my sect, to say that you are unpardonable. I heard that you are an evil realm being. Is that right?" "Nope." Su Yun shook his head, "but I know evil arts, and the so-called unpardonable evil was forced on me by the people of the continent. They have a natural hatred towards the evil realm, and I know evil realm being. So they think that I am an unpardonable evil person, and I am helpless about that. But as long as Miss thinks that I am not a bad person, what does it have to do with me, whether you are a bad person or not?" Chu Yuqian muttered softly. "Miss Chu, what are you talking about?" Oh, it's nothing. But I don't think you're a bad person." Chu Yuqian's cheeks were slightly red as she hurriedly laughed. Just as she was about to say something, a thick and powerful aura poured down like a torrential downpour. The entire area was enveloped by this aura, and a heavy pressure as vast as the sea fiercely pressed down. Everyone felt their bodies tighten, and their movements became clumsy and difficult. A strange feeling of worship rose up in their hearts. Just then, Chu Yuqian and the other disciples of the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace all knelt down and shouted respectfully, "Welcome, Master!" A clear voice came out. Hearing that, Su Yun's heart tensed up and immediately looked around. Chu Yuqian was already a spirit star realm cultivator. Then what was her master's cultivation? Chapter 331. Get up. Just as Su Yun was looking around, trying to find the master that Chu Yuqian was talking about, a tender and pleasant voice suddenly came out from behind him. Su Yun broke out in cold sweat. He anxiously looked behind him, only to see a young lady dressed in pink clothes with a flying immortal bun standing behind him. The young lady did not look old, about 15 or 16 years old, although her face was young. She was extremely cute. Her body was petite and exquisite. Her buttocks were perky, but her chest did not have much material. Even Hu Qianmei could not compare to it. But even so, it could not break her elegance. She was not big, but she had a charm and could attract the attention of many people. Of course, the most eye-catching thing about her was not her youthful cuteness, but her hair color. It was a head of long pink hair. If it was innate, then it was extremely rare in the Sky Martial continent. Suyin did not dare to stare at him for too long, and immediately retracted his gaze. His heart trembled as he thought to himself, what is this person's cultivation level? If she was my enemy, I'm afraid I'd already be dead by now. Even the demon emperor he had met previously was not as powerful as him. Thank you, master. The group of disciples stood up. The young lady quickly walked to the twin ponytailed lady, Chu Yu Qian, and extended her hand to press on her lower abdomen, causing a gentle yet astonishing blue light to leak out. Su Yun, who was knowledgeable in medicine, could clearly feel that the blue light was recovering at a speed visible to the naked eye. After 10 breaths of time, Chu Yu Qian had fully recovered and was completely unharmed. Powerful. Even a person on the brink of death could only regrow flesh and bones, right? Who did it? The girl's voice was cold as she asked in a deep voice. Reporting to Master, it was the dog son of the Gold Snake Castle's Castle Lord. We were ordered by Master to carry out a mission at Bittercloud Valley, and on the way, we passed by a small town under the jurisdiction of the Gold Snake Castle, and coincidentally saw the son of the Gold Snake Castle's Castle Lord abducting a woman. The people in the town were angry, but did not dare to say anything. Senior Sister Chu inquired and found out that the woman was already married, and in order to get this woman, the son of the Gold Snake Castle's Castle Lord resolutely killed the entire family of the woman's husband. Senior Sister was furious and wanted to stop him, but who knew that that person actually wanted to touch Senior Sister? This was too detestable. Senior Sister was so angry that she killed that person. The woman with long bangs next to him said, "Well done." Without waiting for Chu Yu Qian to speak, the pink-haired young lady suddenly shouted angrily. She raised her head and asked Chu Yu Qian, "Did the people from Gold Snake Castle chase after us?" The Gold Snake Castle Master only had this one son, and I killed his son. How could he forgive me? After the incident, the Gold Snake Castle Lord immediately sent out over 20 experts from the Gold Snake Castle to chase and kill them. Today they caught up to us. This disciple fought with them, but was not their match, and was in a dangerous situation. It was all thanks to the limitless Sword Lord that arrived in time, and helped us chase away the Gold Snake Castle Lord, and save the lives of this disciple, that we were saved from disaster. Chu Yuqian looked at Su Yun gratefully. Limitless Sword Lord? The pink-haired young lady looked at Su Yun strangely, and said, "I have never heard of this name before, young man. Are you the one who saved my disciple?" Young people? Su Yun looked at the young lady in front of him, who seemed to be a size smaller than his own sister, and the corner of his mouth twitched, but he did not reveal any dissatisfaction and cupped his fists, reporting to Senior, "It's just a small matter." You saved him. That means you saved him. Why are you so humble? The pink-haired young lady snorted. I, Shenghua Meiyang, owe you a favor. Speak. What do you want to repay me? I can satisfy you. Repay? There's no need for that, right? I just couldn't stand it, so I helped. Su Yun revealed a humble look and said shamelessly, "Are you looking down on me?" The pink-haired young lady seemed to be unhappy and said coldly, "I said I will repay you, so I will repay you. Why are you talking so much nonsense? Quickly say it. What request or wish do you have? Say it, I will help you fulfill it. If you continue to dawdle, don't blame me for being impolite." This girl is truly straightforward. She will do it just like that? Su Yun felt that he could not take it anymore. But after thinking about it, he felt that if he continued, he would be too pretentious. So he said, "If Senior is serious, then I will not be polite. In truth, I will not hide it from you. Today, I passed by here completely to avoid being killed by my enemies. The matter of Qin Creek has already made me, Su Yun, an enemy, and I do not care, but my sister Qing is different. She has not reached the Spirit Star Realm. If she meets a Spirit Soul Realm expert, she can still fight, but if she meets a Spirit Star Realm existence, she can only die, so I hope to find a place for my sister to stay." With that, Su Yun pulled Qing forward. The pink-haired young lady Shangwan Mei Yang looked at Qing with her watery eyes, then nodded her head. A look of admiration flashed past her eyes, and she asked, Is that your request? Is Senior willing to agree? I am willing to bring her back to the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace. Divine Cloud Immortal Palace? What is that? Can it really protect my sister's safety? Stinking brat. You haven't even heard of the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace. Humph. Your cultivation is truly low. Your knowledge is also low. Forget it. Explaining to you is useless. Anyway, don't worry. I will definitely protect her safety. As long as she enters my Divine Cloud Immortal Palace, no one will dare to touch a single hair on her. I'm still worried. Su Yun hesitated for a moment, then said, Senior, your strength is outstanding. I've already witnessed it. Unless you are willing to take her in as a disciple, then I will be at ease. If not, I would rather let Qing stay by my side. Oh, take her in as a disciple? Shanghua Meiyang was startled for a moment, then squinted her eyes and said, My Divine Cloud Immortal Palace does not casually take in disciples. But since you have saved my few disciples, I have the authority to break this rule. This girl's talent is not bad. Taking her will not throw my face. All right, I will agree to it. Hearing that, Su Yun was immediately overjoyed and immediately cupped his fists. Thank you, Senior. He never thought that it would be so easy. It was truly unexpected. Disciple Su Qing greets Master. Qing knelt down and lightly kowtowed, but there was no excitement on her face, only unswerving determination. Quickly get up. Shanghua Meiyang helped Su Qing up, then took out a pink square order badge from her storage ring and gave it to Su Qing. The order badge was as warm as jade, with a big May word carved on it. With this order badge, you are my disciple. With this order badge, you can freely enter and exit the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace. No one will dare to stop you. Shanghua Meiyang said loudly. Oh my, looking at her aura, it seems that Shanghuan Mei Yang's position in the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace is not low. Seems like she has found a big backer for Qing. Su Yin thought happily in his heart. Thank you, Master. Su Qing kept the order badge. All right, the matter is considered half resolved. Shanghua Meiyang turned her head and looked at Chu Yu Qian and asked, Do you know where the Gold Snake Castle is? I do. Good. Shall Li bring Yu Qian and Qing back to the Immortal Palace first. The rest will follow me to the Gold Snake Castle. Shanghuan Meiyang waved her hands, her eyes releasing a dense, cold, killing intent. Her lips turned sinister. You actually dare to provoke my disciple. I want to bathe the Gold Snake Castle in blood, to vent the hatred in my heart. Hearing that, Chu Yu Qian immediately became anxious. Master, although the Gold Snake Castle Lord deserves to die, but the others are innocent. You cannot kill the innocent. If not, what difference will there be between us and them? Sigh. I'm just joking. I'm just going to kill the Gold Snake Castle Lord, and kill those who deserve to be killed. Shanghuan Meiyang looked impatient. She then leaped up and transformed into a ray of pink light, instantly piercing through the sky, and in the blink of an eye, she disappeared. So fast. Su Yun's heart jumped. He could not see through Shanghuan Meiyang's cultivation level. He had never heard of her before, but the way she did things was truly swift and decisive, without the slightest bit of sloppiness. Qing would definitely not be at a disadvantage after becoming her disciple. Shanghuan Meiyang left, and the remaining disciples immediately followed, while the female disciple called Xiao Li prepared to return to the Immortal Palace with Chu Yu Qian and Qing When it was time to part again, Qing face was filled with disappointment. She looked at Su Yun. Biting her lips, she took a few steps forward and grabbed onto Su Yun's big hand tightly. Young master, Qing will work hard to become stronger and protect you. She lowered her head and said softly, No need. Su Yun shook his head bitterly. He caressed Qing head and laughed. If it's a profound sky sect, let young master handle it. You just have to wait for me in the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace safely and healthily. When I'm done, I'll come and find you. Hearing that, Qing could no longer hold back her tears, which flowed down her pure white face. Qing let's go. Chu Yu Qian walked over and said gently. Qing nodded her head. She did not say anything. Her eyes drooped, and she turned around. Her footsteps were extremely heavy. Her frail and weak figure was extremely lonely. Su Yun's mind was also empty, but the situation was pressing on him, and he had no other choice. Speaking of which, are you really brother and sister? Why does Qing call you young master? Chu Yuqian looked at Qing strangely and asked Su Yun. I'm sorry. I lied to you. Qing is actually not my sister, Su Yun smiled, but he did not continue. You're so strange. You're different from the rumors. Chu Yuqian muttered, then laughed. But come to think of it, Su Yun, since Qing is one of our divine cloud immortal palace's people, we do not need to be so formal. I hope that when you are free, you can come to the divine cloud immortal palace as a guest. All right, let's not talk anymore. I'll take my leave now. Help me take care of Qing. Definitely. Chu Yuqian nodded her head. Very quickly, the three of them left. Su Yun was still standing in his original position. He felt that everything was a dream. It was extremely unreal. After spending so much effort to find Qing he never thought that they would have to part again. But the current Qing he did not need to worry anymore. He believed that there was no place safer than the divine cloud immortal palace. He heaved a sigh of relief. With Qing matter settled, then he could focus on solving the profound sky sex matter. Su Yun thought and walked away. But just then, a black light suddenly flashed out from the storage ring. Seeing that, Su Yun's face changed. He immediately opened the storage ring and took out a badge. Chapter 332. It was the Sovereign King Order, the order plate of the evil king's city. Did something happen to the evil realm? Su Yun thought. But just then, the Sovereign King Order suddenly released an evil light, accompanied by a dense and powerful spatial chi. The Sovereign King Order started to tremble frantically, as though it was about to leave his hands. Plop! The Sovereign King Order landed on the ground, releasing a large amount of evil chi, and then quickly forming a pitch-black door that looked like the mouth of a ferocious beast. Whoosh! Two figures walked out of the evil door. One of them had a blade on his back, while the other had a cane in his hand. They were both dressed in black robes, their entire bodies releasing dense evil chi, and on their waists hung the same evil face seal plate. The two of them were the two experts that Su Yun had recruited when he left the evil king city, Huang Yuxie and Huang Dongzhang. We greet Master Sovereign King. The two of them immediately knelt down in front of Su Yun and cowed out. Why are you guys here? Quickly rise. Su Yun was surprised and said, reporting to Master Sovereign King, the void door has been completed, and we are here to report to Master. Void door? Su Yun was startled, but immediately reacted, isn't this the teleportation array door that Ling Qing you taught me to create? With this array door, traveling between the evil realm and Sky Marshal continent would be extremely easy, and the power of the evil king city can be used. Just that, the time required to create the void door was rather long, requiring 2 years, but the 2 years had not even passed. How could the array door be completed? Did they increase the speed? Su Yun was startled. He looked at the two of them, but with a casual glance, he was shocked. When did the two of you enter the first stage of the Spirit Star Realm? He remembered that when he first recruited the two of them, they were only at the 9th stage of the Spirit Soul Realm. In just a year's time, the two of them actually jumped a stage and directly entered the Spirit Star Realm. How fast was that? A first-stage Spirit Star Realm Lord led an army of evil beings to attack my evil king city, and the experts of the evil king city attacked. My junior brother and I, along with a few other experts, surrounded the Lord and killed him. After that, my junior brother and I swallowed the Lord's corpse, and our cultivation resonated, and we advanced together. And that was how we stepped into the Spirit Star Realm. Huang Dongzhang said, I see. If that was the case, then it could be explained. There are some evil people who could directly absorb the cultivation of others through corpses. But the fighting strength of the evil King City experts was not to be underestimated. Even a first-stage Spirit Star Realm cultivator was treated as a meal by them. May I ask, Lord Sovereign King, your cultivation? Huang Yuxie hesitated for a moment, then asked in a low voice. The two of them were surprised to find that they could no longer see through Su Yun's cultivation, and even the chi that Su Yun had inadvertently released was difficult to analyze. My cultivation. Su Yun released his own chi without holding anything back. The strong pressure that was like the sky and earth directly covered the two of them, causing their bodies to tremble and their faces to turn pale. Although Su Yun did not say it out loud, the two of them already knew that the sovereign king's cultivation was far above theirs. Seeing their reactions, Su Yun heaved a sigh of relief. He had to control this group of people, or else the evil king city would belong to them. I didn't expect my lord to have such a powerful and outstanding cultivation. This subordinate admires you. Huang Yuxie said sincerely. I wonder when master will return to evil king city. Huang Dongzhang asked. I'll return another day. Why? Is there trouble in evil king city? Previously, you said that there was a leader attacking evil king city. Could it be that there are a lot of people eyeing on it? Su Yun asked. The leaders from outside do not understand the situation in evil king city, so it is understandable that they would make such a stupid move. The strong martial artists who are familiar with evil king city will not dare to act recklessly. Master, you used your absolute strength to defeat the previous sovereign. No one dares to go against you. Furthermore, my evil king city has a close relationship with the evil sword sect, so who would dare to attack evil king city and provoke the evil sword sect? It's just that recently, the young miss from the evil sword sect would always come to evil king city and keep asking me about master's whereabouts. This subordinate does not dare to offend her. I really can't do anything to her. If master is free, why don't you return to evil king city? Huang Dongzhang and Huang Yuxie spoke one after another, as though they were performing a crosstalk. At the start, it was still fine, but towards the end, it was as though they were pouring out their grievances. Could it be Qinyi Yin? Su Yun heaved a sigh of relief and said, If there's nothing going on in evil king city, I will not return for the time being. All right, since we have already built a void door, then let's hurry up and continue to gather materials to build more void doors. With evil king city's wealth, they could build at least 10 of them. The most important thing now was naturally to deal with the profound sky sect. Evil king city would definitely become his main force to fight against the profound sky sect, so he had to make good use of it. But he did not know anything about the profound sky sect, so he had to investigate them first. Yes, master. All right, you guys can go back first. If there's anything, use this order badge to inform me. Yes, Master Sovereign King. If Master Sovereign King wants to return to the evil realm, you can directly use your order badge to do so. Huang Dongzhang and Huang Yuxie said, then stood up and activated the order badge, summoning the void door. The two of them immediately jumped into the door and disappeared. Su Yun watched the two of them leave, then kept the order badge, took out the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword, threw it into the sky, and flew. At the entrance of the valley where birds were chirping and flowers were fragrant, people from all over gathered to seek medical help. They brought sickness, cold, pain, and despair to this sacred place that could warm people's hearts. Regardless of whether they were poor children or officials, they were all treated equally here. No one could be high and mighty in their eyes. They were all ordinary patients. Guamo Ju brought his disciples to patrol the valley entrance as usual. The harmonious scene brought a look of gratification to his old face. Without question, such peaceful days were the easiest for people to feel happy. Save me. Just at this moment, a loud cry broke the silence. The voice came out, causing a commotion at the valley entrance. All the patients turned to look at the source of the voice, and a few Blossom Heart Valley disciples rushed over, only to see a man covered in blood rushing over in panic. His entire body was covered in wounds. His eyes filled with fear. He was as thin as a match, in a sorry state. No one knew what he had gone through. Save me. Quickly save me. I want to see Su Yun. I want to see young Master Su Yun. When the man saw the people from Blossom Heart Valley, he immediately screamed his lungs out, but after shouting a few words, his eyes turned black, and he fainted. Guamo Ju's face was extremely ugly, and anxiously shouted, "Quickly bring him down for treatment. Quickly." "Yes, master." 4 hours later, In the Great Hall of Blossom Heart Valley, Pil King, 2nd Clan Elder Chinmu Yun, 3rd Clan Elder Gue Mo Ju, and a few other clan elders were gathered. The man was also saved and was supported by 2 Blossom Heart Valley disciples into the Great Hall. Su family? Is there anyone from the Su family here? An anxious voice came out from the Great Hall, but Su Xinu and Su Xingyang ran over, and when they saw who it was, they were both startled. Su Go, it's you? Su Xinu asked. Xinu? Xingyang. The man looked at the 2 of them blankly for a moment, and suddenly tears flowed out of his eyes. He anxiously ran over and shouted, "You guys are here. That means young Master Su Yun is definitely here too, right? Quickly get young Master Su Yun out. Our Su family is facing a calamity. Only young Master Su Yun, who could defeat the Spirit Demon Emperor, can save the Su family. Only he can save the Su family." The Su family is facing a calamity? Su Xinu's pupils dilated a few times. She looked at Su Go in a daze, her face full of shock. Su Go, what are you saying? Although the Su family did not like Su Yun and Yu Yang, but that did not mean that the 2 siblings hated everyone in the Su family. There were good people in the Su family, and there were also people that they could not bear to forget. What exactly happened? Su Go, quickly tell us the truth. Pil King bellowed. Su Go clenched his fists tightly. He knelt on the ground, his eyes filled with tears. After a moment of silence, he said painfully, "It's the Profound Sky Sect. The people from the Profound Sky Sect are here. Once they entered the Su family, they started to massacre us, men, women, old and young. They did not let a single one of them off. The Patriarch organized a temporary counterattack, but they were not a match for the experts of the Profound Sky Sect. Helpless, the Patriarch could only bring a portion of the family and escape into the Marshallbone Mountain. I was entrusted by the Patriarch to rush to Blossom Heart Valley, to seek help from Su Yun. Only he, the powerful existence that can defeat the Spirit Demon Emperor, can save the Su family from this calamity." Oh, the Su family is thinking of Su Yun now? At that time, when your Su family Patriarch and the other powerhouses surrounded and annihilated Su Yun, what did you think? Now that you are in trouble, you are seeking help from Su Yun? Hee, you people are truly shameless. At that time, when Su Yun was in trouble, why didn't you help? Get lost. A group of ungrateful people. We will not let you see Su Yun. Tell your Patriarch, everything is his own fault. This evil fruit, he should eat it himself. 2nd Clan Elder Chun Mu Yun said coldly. But this evil fruit should not be borne by the innocent Su family. Su Go knocked his head on the ground and shouted in pain. Su Li Xiong has already said it. He is willing to bear all of this, but the rest of the Su family are innocent. They're just following orders from above. Their hearts are not bad. No matter what grievances you all have, Su Li Xiong is willing to accept it all. But please be merciful. Save the Su family. The Su family cannot be destroyed like this. Su Go said it with pain. His voice was somewhat hysterical, causing Xinu and Xingyang, who were standing outside, to be stunned. The other clan elders did not say anything, but that did not mean that they agreed with him. The Su family has met with such a calamity. I am deeply saddened, but sometimes a mistake is a mistake. It is too late to repent. Just then, the Pil King spoke. He walked over and supported Su Go up. His voice was calm. It is not that my Blossom Heart Valley is not willing to help you, but Su Yun is no longer in Blossom Heart Valley. No one knows where he is. Even if we wanted to invite him to help, it would be extremely difficult. Furthermore, Su Yun might not help the Su family, since the Su family has caused him too much harm. You don't have to worry about this. Su Go wiped the tears from the corner of his eyes and said, "As long as you can find Su Yun, it will be fine. The Patriarch told me, if you find Su Yun, you must definitely bring him here because the Patriarch knows of an extremely important piece of information for Su Yun." "What information?" "It is regarding Su Yun's parents." Su Go said. "What?" The Yu Yang siblings were dumbstruck. Chapter 333. The sun was setting. The 2 purple-horned beasts were still sprinting along the rugged mountain stream. There were messy boulders all around. Although the purple-horned beasts were huge, They were extremely agile and were able to run as though they were flying on the uneven mountain path. So this happened 5 days ago. Su Yun, who was draped in his black cloak, asked Xingyang beside him with a cold expression. Yes, big brother, that Su Go is still in Blossom Heart Valley. If not for the disciples of Blossom Heart Valley discovering your tracks, I am afraid we would not have been able to find you so easily. Big brother, what do we do now? Are you prepared to save the Su family? Xingyang asked. Save? In truth, I do not know if I should save them or not, because I do not know why the Profound Sky sect will make a move on the Su family. Is it just revenge? Or is it that the Su family's incompetence made them feel that there is no need for the Su family to exist? Or could it be that they are doing this to lure me out? I do not know any of this. Su Yin said, It sounds complicated. Since it is so, then big brother, you might as well not go. Xingyang thought and said. Su Yin did not say anything. Su Go said that Su Lixiong knew something about his parents. But what did he know? Weren't his parents already dead? Could there be some secret behind all this? Furthermore, he did not have any leads on the Profound Sky sect. Su Lixiong and the Profound Sky sect had cooperated before, and if this was not an act between Su Lixiong and the Profound Sky sect, then maybe Su Lixiong could be the breakthrough point for him to understand and defeat the Profound Sky sect. No matter what, it was better to go and take a look. With that thought, Su Yin increased his pace. A few days later, Su Yin, who was riding on his purple-horned beast, rushed to Blossom Heart Valley, and at the valley entrance, Pill King and the rest were already there to welcome him. Su Yin did not dare reveal his identity, and only addressed himself as Blossom Heart Valley's Master Gay, Mo, Ju's close friend, Lu Yi. He hung his cloak and quickly walked into Blossom Heart Valley and started to reminisce with everyone. But the most important thing now was not to reminisce, but to deal with the Su family. Inside the hall of Blossom Heart Valley, where is Su Go? Su Yun, who was dressed in a black cloak, walked in and shouted. He took off his hat and revealed a pale face as he stared at the man kneeling in the middle of the hall. Who are you? Su Go raised his head and looked at the young man whose face was devoid of blood and whose eyes were pitch black and charming. Su Yun. The young man stared at Su Go and said calmly. However, those two simple words were like electricity coursing through Su Go's entire body. His entire body shuddered, his pupils constricting, and he knelt down on the ground, kowtowing violently. Young Master Su Yun, I've been looking forward to seeing you. Please save the Su family. Please save the Su family. Su family? Su Yun's expression was ice cold. A cold intent flashed past his eyes. When I was being chased by the Su family and was forced into a corner, did anyone from the Su family come to save me? Qing Er was almost forced to death by the Su family. It would help her. Now that the Su family is in trouble, why should I save them? What reason do I have to save him? Su Go's face turned pale when he heard that. He lowered his head and muttered, But, young master, no matter what, the Su family is still your family. You are a member of the Su family. The blood of the Su family flows in your veins. Even if there are people in the Su family who want to harm you, there are also people who treat you well, right? Could it be that in your eyes, every single person in the Su family deserves to die? With that said, Su Yin surprisingly hesitated. After a moment, you're right. Su Yin raised his head and stared at Su Go. Although there are many people in the Su family that make me feel disgusted, but there are some people who treat me, Su Yin, well. Even if it's not for Su Lixiong, it's for those people. With that said, he stood up and said indifferently, Prepare a purple-horned beast for me, Master Ghost. Are you really prepared to go? Master Su Yin. And Su Yin nodded. All right then. Guamo Ju looked at the disciple behind him and said, In the time that Xingyang went to find you, our Blossom Heart Valley had already sent a small team to receive the Su family. Maybe they could hold them back for a few days. Master Su Yun, you must rush over to save the Su family. You must be careful. The Profound Sky sect is not an ordinary sect. They have many experts. You cannot be careless. Relax, Master Ghost. I will be careful. Su Yin nodded and was about to leave. Big brother, we will follow you. Su Yin had not even left the hall when he saw Xian Yu and Xing Yang running over. They stood in front of him, and said with a serious face, "You guys?" Su Yin was startled for a moment. He felt that the two of them had improved a lot compared to before. They were both spirit soul disciple cultivators. After thinking for a while, he nodded and said, "All right, you guys follow me. But you have to be careful. You cannot be careless." Yes. The brother and sister were happy, bringing Xianyu and Xingyang. Su Yin rejected Gui Mo Ju's request to send expert from Blossom Heart Valley to accompany them. Only the three of them rushed towards Marshall Bone Mountain. Su Yin did not know what happened between the Su family and the Profound Sky sect. If it was a trap, wouldn't it be harming the disciples of Blossom Heart Valley? Su Yin could be ruthless towards everything in the world, but for those who were truly good to him, those who he cared about, he could not be ruthless. Instead, he would do his best to protect them. Save the Su family. Maybe not. He was just going to save those people that he cared about. Of course, the most important thing was still Su Li Xiong. Blossom Heart Valley was at the border of Julian District. With the three of them, it would only take them a few days to reach Marshall Bone Mountain. On the way, Xianyu took out a token that was glowing with a jade-white light. She carefully activated a small magic circle that was engraved on it. After a while, the token started to shine like the stars in the sky. Then, a faint sound came from it. This was given to me by Master Guillermo Ju. It is said that this order badge can be used to contact the Blossom Heart Valley disciples who are rushing to support the Su family. Xianyu said. After that, she spoke a few words. After a while, there was a burst of shouts coming out. Although they were shouting, the sound was not loud. The team leader, Huang Gui Shan, who went to support the Su family, sent a message. Now, the Profound Sky sect has begun to clear the mountain. They're sweeping the entire Marshall Bone Mountain. The Su family and Blossom Heart Valley's reinforcements are retreating to the back of Marshall Bone Mountain. Many of the exits of Marshall Bone Mountain have been sealed. Only the back of the mountain can escape. Because of the hasty escape, many people did not prepare any poison avoidance pills. Many people have died from the poison, and many are injured. Huang Gui Shan also said that he cannot guarantee that the Su family will be able to smoothly reach the back of the mountain. According to the current situation, it is very possible that the Su family will be wiped out before they reach the exit. He hopes that we can quickly arrive and stop the Profound Sky sect from chasing after us. This way, we can save many people. Help me ask him, is Su Li Xiong in the crowd? Su Yin asked in a low voice. Xianyu nodded and immediately whispered a few words into the order badge. After a while, she raised her head and said, "Big brother," Huang Gui Shan said that Su Li Xiong is here, but he has lost an arm and is seriously injured. Seriously injured? Su Yun's eyes widened and asked, "Is what Huang Gui Shan saw true?" Absolutely true. Su Yun's eyebrows twitched. He secretly gritted his teeth and said, "Hurry up. Let's go to Marshall Bone Mountain first." Yes. The three of them sprinted. They immediately used their profound spirit chi to increase the weight of the purple-horned beasts, making them even lighter. The purple-horned beasts ran even faster. After saving half a day's time, the three of them reached the outskirts of Marshall Bone Mountain. This was the back of Marshall Bone Mountain. In front of them was the Su family's territory. When Su Yun escaped, he also used this road. After all, this road led to the main road. The surroundings were very quiet. Other than the sound of the wind blowing through the trees, there were no other sounds. Maybe the chaos did not spread here. Su Yun jumped down from the purple horned beast and pulled out the immortal mystical scarlet bloodsword. He directly followed the small road and rushed inside. The Yu Yang siblings immediately followed. Su Li Xiong's position should not be far from here. Let's kill our way there. All right, the two of them replied. However, the three of them did not go far. Suddenly, the sound of something breaking through the air came out. Following that, a large number of cultivators dressed in blue robes rushed towards the three of them. There are 3 people here. Their order badge is from Blossom Heart Valley. Master has ordered. Blossom Heart Valley people are meddling in other people's business. They're seeking their own deaths. Whoever we meet, we will kill them without mercy. Everyone, let's kill these people who do not know the immensity of heaven and earth." After the roar, a large number of mystical techniques flew towards them. Suyin did not make a move, because Xianyu and Xingyang, who were beside him, had already made their move. The two of them did not use the weapons they used before. Instead, they used their needles. Their profound spirit chi had also transformed into spirit life chi. Xianyu was like a dancing butterfly. She shuttled through the crowd. Her seemingly soft and powerless hands gently caressed the approaching enemies. Her fingertips flickered with a strange light, which looked extremely beautiful. But Xingyang did not have such beauty. It was difficult for him to use needles. But what was even more surprising was that when he used the needles, he had his own unique style. He was fast, accurate, and extremely tyrannical. The enemies had clearly sensed the position of the needles in his hands, but they were forcefully pushed away by his spirit life chi. After that, the needles pierced forward. The needles were imbued with dense, profound spirit chi. They directly broke through the enemy's protective chi and pierced into their flesh. This was practically rape. Suyun's mouth twitched. But from the looks of it, the two of them had learned a lot of skills in Blossom Heart Valley. The enemies around them were mostly first-stage Spirit Soul Realm cultivators, while the two siblings were fourth-stage Spirit Soul Realm cultivators. Taking care of them was as easy as blowing off dust. After a series of needles, the poison on the needles took effect. All of them fell to the ground and fainted. They were ultimately from Blossom Heart Valley. Suyun thought that the two siblings would immediately poison them to death, but it did not matter if they died or not. Suyun's gaze was on Su Lixiao. "Go!" He bellowed and ran with the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword. Along the way, the siblings cleared the path, saving Su Yun a lot of effort. They slowly got closer to the place that Huang Guishan had mentioned. Gradually, a large number of explosions, battle cries, and cries could be heard in his ears. The scene became more and more chaotic, and more corpses appeared in front of them. The air was filled with the stench of blood, causing people to feel nauseous. "It's right in front," Su Xianyu shouted. Su Yun shot forward like an arrow and flew over, landing at the bottom of the slope in front of him, only to see a large number of profound sky sect people standing behind the slope, and opposite them were groups of Su family men and women, young and old, ranging from 80 to children, all of them standing there. On the ground were many of the young and robust men from the Su family. All of them were dead, while the remaining men stood at the front, holding onto their blades and swords as they faced the profound sky sect people. Corpses and bones littered the ground. Blood flowed everywhere. Broken organs and terrifying limbs were scattered all over the place. If it was a trap to lure him here, then the price was too high. Su Yun's eyes widened as he stared blankly. Suddenly, a few familiar figures flashed past his eyes. Sugo was right. There were people in the Su family that he hated, but there were also people that he liked and could not forget. He was still a member of the Su family. How could he give up so easily? Who are you people? The leader of the profound sky sect people at the front seemed to have sensed the three people behind them and shouted. Su Yun squeezed through the crowd and walked to the body of a child lying on the ground and carried him up. The body was still warm, but the child was already dead. There was a large hole in his chest, as though he was pierced by a spear. The child was not a spirit cultivator. He did not have any profound spirit chi on him. Who did this? Su Yun placed the child on the ground, his pitch-black eyes staring coldly at the profound sky sect people, and bellowed. Killing intent leaked out from his body, mixed with a trace of ice-cold, evil chi. Chapter 334. This child is Su Chi too. Xianyu and Xingyang walked over, looking at the cold and frail body. Their eyes widened and their hearts thumped. Su Chi too, 11 years old, his talent was not high, his family was poor, adding that he was not smart, he was not suited to cultivate profound spirit force. He did not have much interaction with Su Yun in this life, but in his previous life, he had a deep relationship with Su Yun. In his previous life, Su Yun's cultivation was low, and after he was banished to the outer sect, he was met with countless disdainful looks, and tasted much bitterness. In his days of self-abandonment, no one cared about him, and only a few people would talk to him, and Suchi too was one of them. Every time Su Yun was hungry, Suchi too would steal a sweet potato or a bun for him. Of course, these were not for free, and in return, Su Yun had to teach Suchi too the method to cultivate profound spirit force. But Suchi too did not really learn it, and was just playing around. He knew that, with his talent, it was impossible for him to enter the sect, and only used it as a topic of conversation. Although Suchi too was not old, and was not quick-witted, he had a simple heart. He did not know what Su Yun had experienced, but every time Su Yun was depressed and helpless, Suchi too would always be by his side, encouraging him. Maybe in the days without Qing, without the siblings of Xing Yang and Xing Yang, the person who spoke to him the most was this child who was 10 years younger than him. Damn it, you bunch of scum. You won't even let a child go. Your profound sky sect is a righteous sect. What's the difference between you and the spirit demons? Xing Yang's eyes were red. He stared at them and roared. The higher-ups have given the order. I will wipe out your entire Su family, and not a single one will be spared. Hee, from the looks of it, your relationship with the Su family is not shallow. The leaders standing in front of the profound sky sect people walked out and looked at the three of them. The leader was slightly plump, dressed in a large robe. He held a single-handed blade in his hand. His body was stained with blood, as though he had killed many people. He pointed his blade at Xing Yang and said, "You guys have guts, not bad, not bad. Tell me your name." "Listen up, this master is called Xing Yang. In a while, the one who kills you will be me." Xing Yang snorted. "What about you, little girl?" "Su, Xin, Xin, angrily said. "And you, kid?" "Su Yun," the pale-faced man said in a low voice. As soon as he finished speaking, he stood up and walked toward the leader. 2 simple words came out, but it caused the profound sky sect's people to be shocked at the same time. All of their eyes turned to look at the man. "You, what did you say your name was?" The leader's eyes widened in disbelief. "I am Su Yun, F*CKU, are you deaf?" Su Yun extended his hand out and pulled the man over. He pointed to Suchi too's corpse and bellowed, "I am asking you, who killed him? Who is it? You bastard! Don't be too arrogant. Kill!" Seeing that the opponent was so arrogant, the few profound sky sect disciples behind the leader roared and raised their blades and swords to attack Su Yun. But in the next moment, Xinu and Xing Yang rushed over. The two of them waved their hands, and a large amount of chi powder that caused people's bodies to go numb scattered out. The profound sky sect's people were caught off guard and were hit by the chi powder. All of them fell to the ground. As though they were drunk, they did not have any strength left and were unable to stand up. Seeing that, the other profound sky sect people's faces turned pale white and did not dare to step forward. Is this person the real Su Yun? The Su Yun who defeated the spirit demon emperor? How many Su Yuns are there in the Su family? Why did Su Yun come back? Wasn't he chased away by the Su family? Why would he come to rescue the Su family? The profound sky sect's people did not understand, and were unable to predict that Su Yun would actually appear at such a time. Who did he say he was? Young Master Su Yun? Yes, it was young Master Su Yun. It was him. That's right. Young Master Su Yun is here. Young Master Su Yun is here. We're saved. There's hope. Why is young Master Su here to save us? Shouldn't he hate our Su family to the bone? What kind of magnanimity does young Master Su Yun have? Why would he bother about such things? This is still his home. How can he not save us? The Su family's people cheered excitedly, pairs of eyes looking at Su Yun, filled with passion. A thirsty person's greatest desire was to have a mouthful of hot soup, and a person walking in the freezing cold snow would naturally desire a bonfire in his bed, and Su Yun's appearance was precisely the hot soup and bonfire. This fellow, he finally came. Su Li Xiong, who was in the crowd, sighed, holding on to his broken arm, and said weakly, "Chila." Just then, a cruel sound of flesh and bone breaking came out, causing everyone's heart to jump. They anxiously looked over, only to see Su Yun pulling with both hands and actually tearing the leader's body into pieces. Blood and organs splattered all over the ground. The broken body parts were thrown to the side by him. This kind of killing without batting an eye made everyone who saw it tremble in fear. If a person treated killing as something as ordinary as eating and sleeping, then that person was no different from a homicidal maniac or a psychopath. They did not know if Su Yun was a psychopath, but from his actions, he was no different from a psychopath. The profound sky sex people were shocked. All of their eyes were opened wide like a bull's. Brat Su Yun, don't be too arrogant. A small Su family wants to contend against the profound sky sect? You're truly seeking death. Just then, hurried footsteps came out from behind. A small group of profound sky sects people rushed over. The leader who was walking at the front saw Su Yun's ferocious actions and was immediately enraged. He immediately took out a spear and rushed towards Su Yun. Clang! The immortal mystical scarlet blood sword was unsheathed, and without hesitation, it slashed towards the spear. The blood-red sword blade flickered with an unstoppable sharp aura, instantly slashing the spear into two, and the sword blade continued to slash towards the man's body. Chila! The sharp sword aura sliced the man's body into two. Fresh blood flowed everywhere, covering the ground. Instant kill. The profound sky sex people all sucked in cold air. The difference in strength was too great. The disparity was too great. The profound sky sex people did not expect Su Yun to rush over. If you don't have the cultivation of the spirit star realm, don't challenge me. Su Yun coldly looked at the group of people, then turned and walked towards a group of Su family. Su Li Xiong, he bellowed. Where's Su Li Xiong? Seeing that, the Su family's patriarch anxiously opened up a path, allowing Su Li Xiong to come out. Everyone knew that the patriarch of the Su family and Su Yun had a deep grudge. If one were to ask why Su Yun was chased out of the Su family, it was all because of Su Li Xiong. Maybe Su Yun would save the Su family, but definitely not Su Li Xiong. Su Yun, I'm here. Su Li Xiong's weak voice came out. He was not afraid, not flustered. There was only a trace of sorrow. But Su Yun walked over, and with a kick, the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword was placed on his neck. Why is the Su family facing such a calamity? He asked coldly. We could not capture Qing, and the profound sky sex Jizun was enraged. He vented his anger on us and decided to eradicate the Su family, to vent the hatred in his heart. As the saying goes, once the cunning rabbit is dead, the hound is cooked. This hound can't even kill the cunning rabbit. What's the point of keeping it? Su Li Xiong spoke slowly, his eyes revealing a desolate look. Why does the profound sky sect want to capture Qing? Is it really just to marry his son Tianxi? Also, what are you talking about regarding my parents? Aren't my parents already dead? What's the secret behind all of this? Su Yun asked, his eyes revealing a sinister look. Su Li Xiong opened his mouth, wanting to say something, but just then, a series of light arrows shot down from the sky, straight for Su Li Xiong's heart. Kill him to silence him? Su Yun threw out the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword and struck the light arrows. Bang, 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 bang. A large number of explosions sounded out in the sky. A few men dressed in black robes with gold embroidery rushed over. Without saying a word, they directly attacked Su Yun. Xinu, Xingyang, bring them away. Su Yun bellowed, activating the limitless sword manual. The 1,000 swords in the sword sheath all flew out and attacked the men. All of them were 10th stage spirit soul realm cultivators. Their strength was not ordinary, although they were not Su Yun's opponent, but against the small Su family, it was enough. Kill the Su family. Do not leave a single one alive. Kill. The experts of the profound sky sect roared. Yes, everyone activated their mystical techniques. Surging profound spirit force surged in the sky like a great river. With a force that could topple mountains and overturn the seas, it smashed down onto the group of people. But in the next second, countless of sharp swords flew over, like 10,000 arrows raining down, shattering the profound spirit force. Seeing that, the people of the profound sky sect were all trembling with fear and did not dare to move forward. Su Yun, Are you going against the profound sky sect? The leader of the group stared at Su Yun in anger and bellowed. Hasn't the profound sky sect always been against me? Su Yun sneered, without saying a word. He held onto his sword and rushed forward. The sword tip clashed onto the man's broad blade. The powerful force caused a crack to appear on the blade. Following that, a ferocious evil chi burst forth. An evil spirit appeared and directly grabbed onto the man's shoulders and started to rip him apart. Chi-la! Ah! The man's shoulders were immediately ripped apart. Su Yun took the opportunity to stab forward, piercing his heart. Before the man could even scream, his body went limp and dropped down from the sky, landing on the ground unmoving. A 10th-stage spirit soul realm cultivator had fallen just like that. Seeing how Su Yun had easily dealt with an expert, the rest of the people were scared to the point that their bodies went limp, their souls flew away, and their hair all stood on end. This guy is an existence that can even defeat the spirit demon emperor. We don't seem to be his opponent. What do we do now? Do we go? If we go, we will be sending ourselves to death. I heard that he is already at the 3rd stage of the spirit star realm. SSSSS. Sound of people taking in cold breaths came out. 3rd stage of the spirit star realm? Killing us is as easy as killing ants. We cannot make unnecessary sacrifices. Everyone, let us retreat first and inform the sect about this. Let the sect invite almighty beings to deal with Su Yun. All right. Everyone nodded their heads and were about to run, but they saw a figure flash over, and in the blink of an eye, appear behind them. It was Su Yun. Everyone, since you're here, don't leave. Su Yun laughed sinisterly. Su Yun, what are you doing? Everyone trembled. Kill them all. His face was sinister, and he immediately raised his sword and rushed forward. Sword images filled the sky, and miserable screams resonated throughout the entire Marshall Bone Mountain. Chapter 335. On the rugged path, one after another, injured and bloodied people ran in panic. All of their faces were filled with fear and pain. The elderly, the children, the women, the injured, they were either crying or screaming, bringing with them sorrow and helplessness. They ran forward. Just then, a scream came out. Su Lixiong, who had a broken arm, accidentally tripped on a rock. His entire body fell to the ground and rolled down the slope. After rolling a dozen or so times, he landed on a patch of grass below. He was already in a state of dizziness. Are you okay? Xianyu anxiously ran over and helped Su Lixiong up, but Su Lixiong did not have any strength left and could only groan in pain. Seeing that, Xianyu anxiously took out a silver needle and quickly pricked his body. In a short while, the blood on Su Lixiong's abdomen immediately stopped, and his rapid breathing calmed down. His complexion recovered a little, and his condition was much better than before. This can only temporarily alleviate your wounds and stop the pain, but it will not save you. Xianyu finished the last needle and said, I never thought that our Su family would have so many elite geniuses. Not bad. Not bad, cough, 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 Su Lixiong said, and then started coughing violently. Looking at your injuries, I'm afraid it will take us a long time to reach Blossom Heart Valley. Xianyu thought for a while, then said to Xingyang, who was standing on the slope, Brother, bring everyone and leave first. I will bring Su Lixiong and follow behind. But, sister, you hurry up. We don't have time. Big Brother Su Yun has appeared. The profound sky sect will definitely send more powerful people over. And at that time, these people will only drag Big Brother Su Yun down. So bringing them to Blossom Heart Valley is the most important matter. Hearing that, Xingyang clenched his fists, then turned and shouted to the Su family. Everyone follow me. Let's go. The Su family left one after another, and Xianyu helped Su Lixiong up to follow. But just then, a nimble figure flew over from afar, almost like lightning, and landed in front of Xianyu. The person was covered in blood, his eyes filled with killing intent. Just by looking at him, it was enough to make one tremble in fear, as though one's bones were filled with coldness. The stench of blood in the air was more than doubled. Su Xianyu's nerves twitched. She immediately took out her weapon to defend herself, but when she saw who it was, she immediately became happy. Big brother. And Suyin nodded. His cloak was covered in blood, almost turning it red. There was also a large amount of blood dripping down the cloak to the ground. It was obvious how many people he had killed. Su Yun extended his hand, pulled Su Lixiong back, and threw him heavily on the hill at the side. Tell me everything you know. Are you in such a hurry to know? Su Lixiong smiled weakly. Seeing this, Xinu whispered, Big brother, let's first bring him back to Blossom Heart Valley for treatment. It won't be too late to save him after his injuries are healed, right? It's useless. Su Yun shook his head. His wound is a bloody wound. It is extremely difficult to heal, and it will bleed nonstop. It requires a specific herb to stop the bleeding, and I will not be able to get that herb in a short amount of time. Based on his current condition, he will die before he reaches Blossom Heart Valley, so he does not have much time. But didn't I use the silver needles to stop the bleeding? Xinu asked in surprise. Su Yun extended his hand and pulled out the silver needles that Qing Er had placed on Su Lixiong's body. Hua La Lathe wound on Su Lixiong's lower abdomen was like a dam that had burst and blood started to flow out. Xinu's face changed. You only sealed his wound but did not stop the bleeding. The blood is accumulating in his lower abdomen, and once the silver needles are gone, the blood will flow out. Xinu lowered her head, her hands clasped together. Su Yin turned his gaze to Su Lixiong and said, Quickly tell me, what is the Profound Sky Sect's plan? Why do you want to groom Qing Er, and why does the Profound Sky Sect want Qing Er? What can Qing Er bring to them? To bring unparalleled power. Do you believe it? Su Lixiong laughed. Unparalleled power? Yes, in truth, I do not know the details of this plan, but I can tell you, this plan involves many people. There are people from the southern continent, there are people from the northern continent, and there are also demons. What I know is just the tip of the iceberg. On a night a few decades ago, a clan elder of the Profound Sky Sect found me, hoping that our Su family would cooperate with them and help them select a unique person. Unique? Yes. A person with a divine spirit body. Su Lixiong said softly. Divine spirit body? What kind of body is that? Don't tell me Qing Er is. She's the only person that the Profound Sky Sect has been searching for a few decades, and she is the only one that fits the criteria of a divine spirit body. Su Lixiong nodded his head. Her talent is not surprising, but she has the heart of a divine spirit, and I have once used a treasure given by the Profound Sky Sect to appraise her. She has the 11th and 12th spirit, and in a human's body, there are 3 spirits and 7 spirits. But she has a total of 4 spirits and 8 spirits, and the extra spirit and spirit are the divine spirit and divine spirit. There is no mistake, she definitely has a divine spirit body. According to the ancient records passed down by the ancestors of the Profound Sky Sect, people with divine spirit bodies are the reincarnations of almighty beings. With her physique, her talent is not high in the early stages, but the more she cultivates, the stronger her talent and cultivation speed will become. For us spirit cultivators, training in the early stages is extremely simple. From the spirit intermediate disciple to the spirit soul disciple, the shortest would be a few years, the longest would be 10 years, but to cultivate to the spirit star realm, many people would not be able to break through in their entire lives, but she is different. Her cultivation might be slower in the early stages, but towards the end, she can enter the spirit star realm in a few years, or even break through to the spirit master realm in an even shorter time. The further she goes, the easier it is to break through. This is truly a heaven-defying physique. Su Yin was shocked. Suddenly, he sucked in a breath of cold air, his heart jumping up and down. If that's the case, then joining the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace is definitely the best choice. With the power of the Divine Cloud Immortal Palace, they would definitely be able to help Qing or step into the Spirit Star realm, and even help her break through to an even higher realm. In a few years, Qing Er's cultivation might even surpass him. What does the Profound Sky Sect want Qing Er to do? To groom them as Profound Sky Sect's people? Su Yin retracted his shocked heart and continued to ask, "How is this possible? If that is the case, how can I train Qing? We might as well throw her to the profound sky sect." Su Li Xiong laughed indifferently. "Previously, the reason why I brought her into the main house was because I was not sure of her physique, so I will train her, and after confirming it, I will use the excuse of marrying young Master Tian, she to Profound Sky Sect. As for how Profound Sky Sect will treat her, I do not know, but I can confirm that Profound Sky Sect does not have the intention to groom her." "What benefits did the Profound Sky Sect promise you? You are willing to give up Qing heir. If Qing is really as you say, then wouldn't her potential be stronger than the Profound Sky Sect?" Su Yin asked. With such a heaven-defying physique, it was not impossible for him to break through to the Sky Spirit Master. Sky Spirit Master at that realm, with a flip of the hand, it would be clouds. With a flip of the hand, it would be rain. In front of Spirit Master, he was a true god. No one dared to move him. No one dared to provoke him. Everyone had to submit to him. What Spirit Soul Disciple, what Spirit Star Realm, they were all ants. That realm was unimaginable. It was as though the entire Sky Martial Continent had never left the Sky Spirit Master realm. That was the realm of the heavens. Su Yun, you do not understand the difficulties of being a patriarch. Although Qing Er's physique is special, you must understand the Su family cannot fight against the Profound Sky Sect. If I were to hide Qing and train alone, once I am discovered by the Profound Sky Sect, I will definitely suffer a calamity. So I can only hand Qing over. The Lord of the Profound Sky Sect promised me, as long as I help them and cooperate with them, they are willing to hand over the authority to rule over the entire Sky Martial Continent to me. At that time, the Su family can be considered to have truly stood out and carried forward. When Su Li Xiong said that, his eyes were filled with a trace of light, as though he was looking forward to that scene. Hearing that, Su Yin sneered. The authority to rule over the South? Su Li Xiong, to think that you are the patriarch, don't you even have the ability to judge? This is a world where the weak are prey to the strong, and the Su family is so much weaker than the Profound Sky Sect. Do you think that by doing something for the Profound Sky Sect, they will give you such a huge territory? No. As long as they are stronger than you, everything that you have will be theirs. The so-called rewards are just things that they do not need. If they need it, you will not be able to obtain anything. What authority, even a 3-year-old child would not believe it. And you actually believe it. Yeah, you're right. But even so, do I have any other choice? Do I have to reject the Profound Sky Sect? Then why don't you tell the Profound Sky Sect that the Su family does not have such people? If it was like that, there would not be so many things happening. Su Yin said coldly. Hearing that, Su Li Xiong became silent. Currently, the Su family has no use for the Profound Sky Sect. What is waiting for the Su family? It is destruction. It is a cruel massacre. They will not think about what the Su family has done to the Profound Sky Sect. They only care about happiness and unhappiness. And when they are unhappy, that is when the Su family will be destroyed. Su Li Xiong remained silent, but at that moment, he was already perspiring in cold sweat. So in the hearts of the Profound Sky Sect, the Su family is not even comparable to dogs. Su Yin glanced at Su Li Xiong, turned his head, took a deep breath, and asked. Then, other than the Profound Sky Sect asking the Su family to provide Qing, what else do they want the Su family to do? To construct some strange array formations. Su Li Xiong said with a hoarse voice. Strange array formations? Su Yun frowned. Could it be the formation point of the super large array? Do you know where the array formations are located? I know. After the array formations are constructed, they will be taken over by the Profound Sky Sect. I have secretly sent people to monitor them. They're distributed to the west of Early Valley, White River Stream Mouth, Rolling Rock Mountain Peak, Primordial Earth Path and Trance, White River Stream Mouth, Rolling Rock Mountain Peak, Primordial Earth Path and Trance, Su Yun muttered. When he reported all the locations, Su Yun had already memorized all of them. You don't know what these array formations are used for? I don't know, the Profound Sky Sect is also on guard against me. Is that so? Su Yun lowered his head and thought. After a moment, he continued to speak, and asked coldly, "Then you should talk about my parents. What happened to them? Quickly speak." "Your parents?" Su Lixiong's mouth curved up, and he laughed. "Su Yun, do you know how you, Su Shin Tian, and Shen Shueshue died? Do you know why they left the Su family?" Hearing that, Su Yun's mind tensed up. His heart almost jumped out of his throat. He rushed over and grabbed Su Lixiong's collar and bellowed, "What happened to my parents?" Chapter 336. In the quiet mountain stream, two people stood quietly in front of a dying man. The air was filled with the stench of blood, and an indescribable and strange atmosphere slowly rose. The dying man's lower body was already dyed red with blood, and his lower abdomen was still bleeding profusely. "My parents, how did they die? Did they not die in the mouths of fierce beasts?" Su Yun's eyes were red. He growled softly, like a wild beast. Hearing that, Su Lixiong coughed a few times, then laughed weakly. "Of course not. Died in the mouths of fierce beasts? Hee, Su Yun, do you know? The strongest person in the Su family is not me, of course. It's not your father, but your mother, Shen Shueshue. If we count the outsiders, the strongest person in the Su family is your mother, Shen Shueshue. Maybe your father's strength is not high, but your mother, Shen Shueshue, is definitely not an ordinary spirit cultivator. According to what I know, her strength is at least above the spirit star realm. How could such an existence die in the mouths of fierce beasts?" "What?" Su Yun's eyes widened. "I do not know where they went after they left the Su family, but I know one thing. From the people who were monitoring them, your parents left the Su family because they had news of a person. They were anxious to find that person." "Oh, your biological sister." Su Lixiong said those words simply. However, these few words struck Su Yun's heart like lightning, causing his mind to go blank. Su Yun was stunned. His entire being was petrified, standing rooted to the ground. "Big brother, are you all right?" "Big brother." Xianu immediately shook Su Yun. After a long time, "I'm fine," Su Yun said dryly. He patted Xianu's hands, then turned to look at Su Lixiong. "Since it's like that, then where are my parents?" "I'm not sure, but according to investigations, the carriage that your parents were traveling in was destroyed. The two of them were nowhere to be seen. The scene was filled with broken limbs, and there were traces of fierce beasts. That is why others said that your parents were killed by fierce beasts." "My parents are nowhere to be seen. That means there's a possibility that my parents are not dead?" Su Yun suddenly had this thought. His face changed. His heart was filled with joy. "I don't know about that. If you want to find your parents, you can go to a place to seek help from those people." "Where is it?" "Your mother's family, which is also your maternal grandmother's family." Su Lixiong's voice was as soft as a mosquito. "Immortal Island? Paradise Island? That was an absolute forbidden land outside of the Sky Martial Continent. It is said that even if a spirit star realm cultivator entered the Immortal Island, they would not be able to return." "Mother is from the Immortal Island?" Su Yun's eyes were round, and his face was filled with astonishment. "You've heard of the extraterrestrial Immortal Island?" Su Lixiong was also surprised. The people of the Sky Martial Continent rarely hear of such forbidden grounds. Hee, Su Yun. "So, I've always been wrong about you. What trash, what idiot. You are neither, so you've been hiding for so many years. Truly out of my expectations." Not only did he know medicine, but he was also very knowledgeable. Now that his cultivation was so outstanding, how could he be compared to trash? But Su Yun did not care about Su Lixiong's opinion. The extraterrestrial Immortal Island was an island that was independent of the Sky Martial Continent. It did not belong to the Sky Martial Continent. It was said that it was an island where immortals lived, and no one from the Sky Martial Continent was allowed to step onto the Immortal Island, regardless of who it was, even if they were Spirit Star Realm cultivators. But the island was located on the sea, and no one had ever found it. Of course, those who found the island and went up never came back. The reason why your mother has such a strong cultivation is because of the extraterrestrial Immortal Island. But the information regarding the extraterrestrial Immortal Island is something that I have gathered, and I am not 100% sure that your mother came from there. Your mother has been married into the Su family for so many years, but no one came to the extraterrestrial Immortal Island. So I think that your mother was most likely expelled from the extraterrestrial immortal island. And because of that, I dare to make a move on you. But today, whether it is the profound sky sect or the extraterrestrial immortal island, it does not matter anymore. Su Li Xiong laughed bitterly. I've already become like this. The grievances of these people have nothing to do with me anymore. Su Yun was silent. At that moment, his state of mind was in a mess. The news that he had heard today had shocked him to an unimaginable level, and he was unable to digest all the important news. Maybe my parents are not dead yet. My mother seems to be a very strong existence. And I have a younger sister. Suddenly, I have so many relatives? Su Yun's heart was happy, disappointed, melancholy, and pain. Big brother. Xin called out softly. Her expression was complicated. Su Yun, the profound sky sect has never planned to let Qin go. Even if the Su family is destroyed, they will still send a large number of experts to capture Qing. Even if Blossom Heart Valley protects you, it will be useless. Blossom Heart Valley is unable to fight against the profound sky sect. If you continue to stay in Blossom Heart Valley, you will only implicate Blossom Heart Valley. But if you do not stay in Blossom Heart Valley, the chances of you being destroyed by the profound sky sect is very high. Just then, Su Li Xiong opened his mouth again. Oh, what do you want me to do? Su Yun raised his eyes and stared at him coldly. Very simple. Su Li Xiong laughed, his murky yellow eyes flashing a sharp light aura. Kill the patriarch of the profound sky sect. Patriarch of the profound sky sect? Su Yun frowned. What cultivation level is he at? Seeing that Su Yun did not reveal any look of surprise, Su Li Xiong's heart shrunk, but very quickly relaxed. He laughed. You don't seem to be surprised at all. Why? Don't tell me you always had this thought. Of course. Su Yun said indifferently. Su Li Xiong's powerless eyes widened a few times, then squinted. I truly underestimated you. Forget it. Since it has come to this, I will not ask for much. I do not know the cultivation level of the patriarch of the profound sky sect. Su Yun, take this. Su Li Xiong took out a black pendant from his neck and threw it over. Su Yun caught it and looked at the pendant. What is this? This is a signal device. With it, you can contact and command the Su family's only intelligence unit, Phantom Unit. Since the profound sky sect is using the Su family as a blade, how can I not do anything? The Phantom Unit has already infiltrated the profound sky sect and is helping me gather information about the profound sky sect and observe their every move. Su Yun, take it. In the future, when you want to go against the profound sky sect, they will be of use. Su Yun held onto the pendant, his pupils dilating. He never thought that Su Li Xiong would actually have such a trump card, but to be able to infiltrate the profound sky sect with an entire unit, Su Li Xiong was not a patriarch for nothing. He had some methods. Su Yun, maybe we have a huge hatred between us, but I am about to die. The hatred between us should be resolved. The Su family should not be destroyed. The future of the Su family is in your hands. How can we endure the profound sky sect treating our Su family like that? I, Su Li Xiong, am useless and cannot take revenge, but Su Yun, you can. Maybe you are taking revenge for yourself. But that is enough. Take this pendant and quickly leave. Let's go. Su Li Xiong's voice became slower and slower, his hands becoming weaker and weaker. The blood in his abdomen had already stopped flowing, his body had long dried up, and even if the Pill King was here, he would not be able to save him. Seeing Su Li Xiong slowly closing his eyes, Su Yun took a deep breath and stood up. Let's go. Big brother. Are we going to ignore him? Xian was startled. I don't care, let's go. Su Yun said indifferently, then brandished out the immortal mystical scarlet blood sword and stepped on it with Xian flying into the sky. Su Li Xiong quietly laid in the mountain stream, breathing quietly until his breathing slowly stopped. Not long later, boom, a few figures fiercely landed beside Su Li Xiong's corpse. There were a total of 4 people, all with spirit chi around the first stage of the spirit star realm. Other than Lu Xinhai, who had just joined, the rest were He Bin, Long Zhuangshan, and Jia Shazi. He Bin stared at Su Li Xiong and walked over to check. He died not long ago. Where are the others? Jia Shazi asked. From the smell, they seem to have escaped towards the border of Julian region. They sure run fast, Lu Xinhai said solemnly. Then, he turned his head and stared at Jia Shatzi. Chase them, kill them all. Even Su Yun. Capturing Su Yun is enough, since we need him to find Su Qing. Killing the rest doesn't matter. Long Zhuang Shan said coarsely. Jia Shazi did not say a word from start to finish. A complicated look flashed past his eyes. His fists were clenched tightly. What? Jia Shazi, why aren't you saying anything? Huh? Don't tell me you can't bear to part with him? Seeing Jia Shazi's expression, Lu Xinhai immediately mocked him. His skinny face revealed a smile, like a skeleton laughing sinisterly, causing people to tremble. No, Jia Shazi said softly. His eyes turned and stared coldly at Lu Xinhai. Also, what is the meaning of your tone? Are you provoking me? Of course not, Jia Shazi. You are a stage higher than me. Why would I dare to provoke you? I just want to remind you, do not forget our mission. Lu Xinhai smiled. Then, he turned around and leaped into the distance. Seeing that, everyone immediately followed. Jia Shazi secretly sighed and followed helplessly. But, just as Lu Xinhai flew out, a black light suddenly flew out from the stone forest and directly struck his body. Bang! Lu Xinhai instantly fell from the sky and landed on the ground. A large hole appeared on his chest. Surging evil qi leaked out. He coughed intensely a few times and spat out blood. What? The three people behind anxiously stopped. Who is it? Lu Xinhai wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth and roared. The person you're looking for. A pitch-black figure walked out from the stone forest. The man held onto a blood-red sword and slowly walked out. A pair of eyes filled with evil qi swept across the four of them. It was Su Yun. If I continue to run, where can I run to? Return to Blossom Heart Valley? If that's the case, I will still implicate the people of Blossom Heart Valley. Since that's the case, why not kill all of them on the way? Su Yun's eyes flashed with a sinister look. His mouth revealed a cold smile. He rushed forward and directly rushed towards Lu Xinhai. You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.